Today we have the MLS Cup Final, and look, I know it seems like the hype this year is a bit lower than normal. So I decided to bring up this hype video, and this is from the crew, the Columbus Crew. They're in the final against LAFC. Look at this. Try to watch this video and not cringe. Seriously, let me zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in here. If you don't cringe, you get a cookie. Seriously, try this. Look at this. Okay, with that said, they're never beating the cringe allegations. It's just not going to happen, man. But we have the MLS Cup Final, and I expect this to be actually a fairly good game. I'll give you my reasoning very soon of why I believe this will be a good game. Well, one of the reasons is Columbus Crew is a team that just doesn't really believe on defense. They don't really believe on defense. So let's just do one thing here. Let's do one thing. Let me put the starting 11. And then since this video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, after I go through the starting 11 here for the Columbus Crew, by the way, this game is played at Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to do my picks for Underdog. How does that sound? You guys will help me do my picks for Underdog Fantasy. Obviously, the link, everything is RD Revolver saying you just ruined my day with that cringe. That's funny because you are a Columbus Crew fan, and even you cringe with that video. So imagine the people that are not Columbus Crew fans. By the way, nothing against the Columbus Crew, but I have LAFC winning the title again, 3-1 LA victory. But this is the starting 11 from both sides. Patrick Schultz has been a fantastic goalkeeper this season in MLS, mostly because most of this defense just sucks. Moreira, Camacho, and Amundsen. The defense of Columbus wasn't good. They were one of the worst. They were probably the worst defense that made it to the playoffs, actually. But going forward, they have a ton of talent. Actually, they have a ton of talent in the midfield and going forward. Aiden Morris and Darlington Agby there in the midfield. Farzi on the right. Yeboah on the left. Rossi, you guys probably remember him. Rossi was playing Major League Soccer, went to Turkey, came back to Major League Soccer. Then you got also Matan, and then you have Cucho Hernandez, one of the best center forwards in the league. Cucho should probably be back in Europe fairly soon. I don't know when, maybe next summer, who knows, but one of the best center forwards in the league. Then you got LAFC, the current champions that won it last season against the Philadelphia Union. Was it Philly? Yeah, it was against Philly. So Crepo's on goal. Then you have Hollingshead as a right back. Murillo, Chiellini, and Palacios. That completes the back line. Aaron Long, he's on the bench. He's been benched for LAFC for quite some time, rightfully so. I don't know why they signed him anyway. Tim Tillman, the brother of Malik Tillman, is in the midfield. Sanchez also has the 6. Kel Acosta also playing the midfield. This is a bit of a soccer terrorism midfield. Not much creativity. And then you have Buanga, Carlos Vela, and Oliveira up top as the front three. These three can make a big difference. Buanga has been fantastic. Carlos Vela is always good in Major League Soccer. But these are the starting 11. With that said, why don't we go now to Underdog Fantasy, since this video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, and we have to make our picks here. We have to make our picks. So if we have to make our picks, I'll say this. I can do up to 5 picks. By the way, the link is on the description and the promo code as well. The promo code is just TMTV, the promo code, and you can use the link in the description if you want to play Underdog Fantasy. So looking forward here, it says Dennis Buanga. Should I pick 4 shots higher or lower? No, I'm going to skip on that one. But then Carlos Vela, 2 shots higher or lower. Higher means you would have to get at least 3 shots. They don't have to be on target. That's the thing. Free kicks, it'll probably be Carlos Vela. I'm gonna put Carlos Vela. As higher. I think that's fair, right? That doesn't seem too crazy. If there's a penalty kick, he'll get a shot. If there's a free kick, he'll get a shot, and he'll also be playing up top. So I think Carlos Vela can get over 3. I'm gonna put higher for Carlos Vela. Patrick Schultz saves. Let's put it this way. Patrick Schultz, Columbus's defense kind of sucks. Seriously, no offense. Their defense kind of sucks. So I think he'll be busy, especially with all the quality that LAFC has up top. I'm going to say he's going to get more than 3 saves. Oh no! So the Carlos Vela one is impacting Patrick because they're directly related. Let me ask you guys a question. Which one should I keep? Carlos Vela having more than 2 shots or Patrick Schultz having more than 3 saves? Which one should I keep? Which pick here should I keep? I think I'm gonna go with Patrick Schultz, man. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that one. That makes more sense because he's gonna be busy. He's gonna be busy in this match. So Patrick Schultz, Cucho Hernandez, 6 shots attempt, higher or lower? Oh, higher or lower? Nah, man, it has to be lower. What? Oh, you have to select. Okay, so wait, lower. So I'm gonna put lower. He's not gonna have more than 6 shots attempt. That would be 7. And Darlington Nagby interceptions. I'm gonna go higher. So if Darlington Nagby gets 1 interception, and he's a very smart player, very high soccer IQ, I think it can happen. I'm gonna put Darlington Nagby. So the problem is I have to pick for multiple teams. So I need to pick one more. One more. Eli Sanchez, chances created. He would have to create one. He is a very technical midfield, so I'm going to put higher. There you go. There you go. Those are my picks. Patrick Schultz has to have 3 saves. It has to have more than 3 saves. Cucho Hernandez needs to have less than 6 shots. And Darlington Agby, 1 interception. And Sanchez needs to get 1 chance created. Those are my picks. I'm just going to put like $20 on these picks. How does that sound? So you guys think I'm going to win this? Should I go this? Okay, I'm just going to go with this. So these are my picks. Submit. Confirm. So make the game a bit better. I should probably save these. So everyone remember this. Patrick Schultz, we need him to get more than 3 saves. Cucho Hernandez cannot get more than 6 shots. It has to be lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Darlington Agby needs 1 interception, and Sanchez needs to create 1 chance. Just one. Just one. Okay, thank you, Underdog, for sponsoring the stream. The link is on the description of this video with the promo code TMTV. Remind me to follow up on this after the stream. Oh, look at Pete. Don Garber today. Poop. Pete, if you want to join, you're more than welcome to join. I don't know if you're busy, Pete. If you're not busy, you can join us. Like my mug? I love this mug. I'm a big Nintendo guy. Zachary Johnson is saying, who do you got for the dub? So, as I said, I have LAFC winning 3-1. That's what I got for this game. I know Pete also has LAFC winning. I just think Pete has a tighter score. At least that's what he told last time, like 1-0 or something. I have oh, hold on. Okay. I sent Pete the link, so Pete should be here soon, I'm assuming. I have 3-1 LAFC. That's what I got. President Chip saying, "What's up, Tack? Get ready for Taylor." Oh my god, Taylor Twellman. Taylor Twellman, especially with the MLS Cup Final. Every time there's a goal, a nice play, the dude has an orgasm on TV. Someone has to censor him. He's just screaming out loud. Sometimes having too much of a good time. Too much of a good time, Taylor Twellman. The match will start in probably like 10, 15 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. If you guys just joined, make sure to drop a like in this video if you haven't already. I sent the link to Pete, so he should be joining in no time. And don't forget, if you want to play Underdog Fantasy that I played, just go use the link on the description and the promo code TMTV, as they will be matching the first $100 that you deposit. They will be matching that. It's the promo with our promo code. And that's all. I'll check my picks at the end of this stream. We'll go through the picks again. I should have had Pete here when I was doing my picks, but now it's too late. I already did my picks.
I saw you getting ready for Taylor Twellman.
Yeah, and when he has like an orgasm every time there's a goal in MLS.
Really this is Taylor Twellman when like some ordinary thing happens. Carlos Vela shoots a penalty and it goes in. This is Taylor Twellman. Here's the thing. That I'll tell you what, if that doesn't go in the net, John, this is the thing. That's not a goal. And if it goes in the net, that's a goal. That's a goal hands down, John. And this is what LAFC knows. They know when they shoot, if it goes in the back of the net, it's a goal. And everyone's like, all the like fellow pundits are like, oh yeah, right, Taylor Twellman, that's right. That's exactly right, Taylor. Also here, sponsorship from Volkswagen's ranting sponsorship. They like every time he goes on a rant, they have some fucking.
I'm going to tell you one thing though. He's not wrong about that one.
He's not wrong. He just makes it sound like ordinary things are truly amazing, because truly amazing things rarely happen in MLS.
Yeah, that's Taylor Twellman, and then the soccer dads just applaud him. It's like, oh, this guy's
The
so
soccer dads
knowledgeable,
went jizzing.
so
Like,
knowledgeable.
oh yeah, MLS. Oh,
He goes,
Ronaldinho.
soccer dads go to their sons like, you see, son, you see what Taylor just said? If you shoot it inside the goal, it's a goal. You got to do that, man.
Exactly.
You just
shoot forward, son. Shoot forward.
Yes.
Like my favorite player, Sebastian Lletget.
And hard. And shoot it hard. Well,
shoot it hard. And you know what? Jump like Walker. This guy jumps high. He jumps high and he gets his head to that ball always. All right? So jump like Walker.
Did you just say Lletget forward?
Did I what?
Did you just say Lletget forward?
I don't. I can neither confirm nor deny.
I plead the fifth. Cancelable offense. You just dodged the bullet right there, because if someone clips that, it's over for you. Your career is done. S27 saying, I can't stand Garber. He micromanages everything.
Well, also, did you hear his little rant today about how you can't just snap your fingers and change the rules? Like, you literally can. You literally can.
Well, the thing with him, it's like, obviously, there's a lot of politics revolving MLS, with owners that don't want to invest and some owners that do want to invest. But at some point, you have to pull the trigger, man. You have to go for it and be ambitious. Raise that cap. I was okay when he said no fourth DP. I was like, that's good. Maybe he doubles the salary cap instead. No, he's going to adjust the salary cap for inflation. That's what he's going to do.
If that. They'll probably, like, he said, oh, we want a little more flexibility. So he's going to be like, from now on, this $50,000 that is currently GAM can sometimes count as TAM if we're in the third week of the month of April and the sun is shining. You have an 8-hour window where you can convert 50K of GAM into TAM, and that alone is going to dramatically change this league. It's changing the entire parameters of the league, and we think that's huge.
And he also, and the thing with him too is, like, he literally has, the thing is, MLS has the perfect storm. I wouldn't say to drastically grow, but to grow more than they have ever grown.
Yeah.
Which is, you have Messi in your league, which you get the attention of people that are not watching MLS. People are talking about it with Messi in the league. You have the infrastructure at this point. You have great stadiums all over the country, besides New York, that they still play in a baseball stadium. And then on top of that, you have a Copa America coming to the United States that will draw a lot of the Latin community into going to MLS stadiums, and just in general, like, bringing more attention to soccer and sometimes casuals. You can use all of that to ramp it up. And then obviously you have the 2026 World Cup. I don't have to explain about that. So it'd be the perfect moment for MLS. You know what? Let's risk it. Let's raise this cap drastically, make the product really good, make the league tough, make it tough for Messi even. And then, well, it won't be too tough for Messi, but you get the point. Maybe not have Messi play against college defenders. That would be a start. Something like that. And it just feels like they're just, like, not doing much about it besides trying to profit in the present by raising ticket prices, selling jerseys, things like that.
Overpricing tickets so that only rich people can attend MLS games.
Zachary John saying, you guys both have LAFC as the victors. Y'all must not watch MLS. No, I think here's the thing. The East has been fairly more competitive this season, for sure. Fairly more competitive, and that's why the match is being played in Columbus. Columbus had a better campaign. The thing with it is Columbus has a terrible defense, in my opinion. LAFC also has won it last year. I'm just going to give it to LAFC. I think it's a more balanced team than the Columbus Crew, in my opinion. That's what
particularly up top. And to be honest, I think it's absurd that the Crew weren't allowed to keep both Diego Rossi and Lucas Zelarayan when Miami's allowed to sign half of Barcelona's geriatric team.
Yeah,
I think if they had Zelarayan, they'd be an even better team, and I actually think they could challenge LAFC.
No, the game should be fairly close.
I think it's going to be 2-1 to LAFC.
I said 3-1. So similar results. I think it'll be a bit Lack of balls to chat. The thing with MLS is the only thing I'll give Columbus is obviously this goes for any league, but in Major League Soccer, statistically speaking, when teams play at home, there's a massive advantage. Not because really of the crowd, just travel, time zone, weather, so many things come into play. But the weather looks.
The
It's
weather's
not.
fine.
Yeah, it doesn't
Apparently,
look
there's a
that
light
cold.
rain, but it's not that bad.
Not that cold, is it? It should be cold in
No.
Ohio.
Also, a lot of these LA, like Chiellini played in Italy his whole life, right? In the winter, it gets cold there. Fucking Vela played in England and Spain. Like, none of these guys are, fucking Croupeau, the goalkeeper's from Canada. Columbus ain't nothing to him.
And Walter's saying 1-0 Columbus. I doubt it'll be 1-0. This Columbus crew is not a team to hold a clean sheet, man. They're not going to hold a clean sheet.
No, their defending is terrible.
Yeah, they're going to score goals too. They're definitely going to score a goal or two, but I think LAFC can put 3 past this team. The only good thing about this final is, well, LAFC will have also the experience of Chiellini in that back line. No Aaron Long. That's a good thing. He's on the bench.
I know, but they have Acosta.
Yeah, they have and Tim Tillman is there too.
And Tim Tillman.
But it does look like a game, whether it is by design or not. It is a little bit by design by MLS. There should be like at least a good 3 to 4 goals, I would say, in this match. 3 to 4 goals. Probably.
Yeah, they're both high scoring sides. Carlos Vela has a pot belly, but can still play professional soccer in MLS.
Yeah, it's MLS, right? It's MLS.
Yeah.
Messi just comes in unprepared, doesn't even care, and
does not care.
Best player in the league. Everyone, if you guys just arrived, make sure to smash the like button if you haven't already, and let us know your score predictions as the match should start. It should have started already, but it's kind of like an MLS thing to never start things on time. We have only 45 likes, and we have over 100 people in the chat. So if you guys can get the likes to 100, we would truly.
We only have 100 people in the chat. Wow.
180, but it is low. Low. It's quite
for MLS Cup. That's low.
But that's what I'm saying about MLS, and people on Twitter. The MLS shows took the wrong way. I know Don Garber came up with all those beautiful words. The ratings have been amazing. Attendance has breaking overachieving. Attendance is higher because there's more games. And ratings, he might just be averaging in what Messi brought. That's the thing. So here's the thing for everyone to listen. Me and Pete, we literally work with social media of U.S. soccer. Not the federation. I mean, we are directly seeing the numbers, and we have it month to month, and we have it also based on what we tweet and everything. We can see that. And I know we tweet quite a bit about MLS, and it feels on YouTube, the numbers on YouTube, the numbers on Twitter, that outside of Messi, the MLS numbers are down from our perspective, from our numbers. Now, I'm not saying these are the actual numbers. I don't have access to it. I'm just saying I'm questioning a bit what Don Garber had to say, because on YouTube right now, we are the 2 biggest independent U.S. soccer content creators. You take out ESPN and everything, and our numbers with MLS are down. And then on Twitter, we have a decent following. If you combine our following, what is it, 80,000, something like that, 80,000. And for MLS and U.S. soccer, that's fairly big of a sample size, and the numbers are down. So that's all I'm saying. Maybe the numbers, maybe there are more viewers, whatever, but that's where I was coming from when I was questioning what Don Garber said. I don't think we're that small that we're insignificant when we put that out.
Yeah, I mean, in our experience, whenever we try to cover MLS on YouTube, nobody watches, right? That's why we don't cover it more, to be honest, because nobody really cares about MLS, at least of our soccer-loving audience. And I think that's fairly emblematic, too, when you look at the ratings of MLS versus other leagues. Honestly, to not be the most watched soccer league in your own country is kind of embarrassing. Is there any other country in the world that is a, let's say, top 20 soccer league, that their soccer league is the 3rd or 4th watched league?
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
I don't think so, yeah.
You can go through the leagues. The top 5, no way. They're the most watched league in their country.
In the Netherlands, Belgium, there's
no Brazil, for sure. You go to Brazil, they mainly talk
Argentina, Mexico.
because it's not all about the quality. It's about finding a way to develop passion, connect it with the community, with the city properly. And a lot of these teams don't do it. And I talked about like Orlando City so many times. Some Orlando City fans disagree with me. I don't care. I've worked in Orlando City. I live in Orlando and I live and breathe soccer. Orlando City does a terrible job engaging with the community. A terrible job. It's simply a fact. Okay, they do some things right, but not with the community. It's terrible. So again, like there's a lot of people in Orlando that even play soccer and don't even freaking know that this club exists in Orlando, believe it or not. Question me all you want.
Well,
I'm
even
highly
in
involved.
LA, it's the same. I played soccer before I did my ACL. I played soccer with two different groups of people. One was a bunch of like Mexican and Guatemalan guys, and they didn't know anything about LA Galaxy or LAFC. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. I go play with a bunch of American guys, like, well, I guess they were American, but like some international, some American. And they, same thing. I was like, I asked, anybody go to a Galaxy game or LAFC? And one guy goes, what's that? These guys play soccer 3 times a week. So,
well, I have over 300 kids registered in my program of coaching soccer, and I told you already, many of them didn't know what Orlando City was, and their parents didn't know what Orlando City was. And I play pickup soccer with the Brazilians here. Most of the Brazilians that play soccer, they kind of knew about Orlando City, but most went to like a game and hated it, never went back, don't know any player. They knew Kaká and Nani, and that's about it. But just one thing, Zachary Johnson saying they literally had 2 clean sheets prior to this game against better MLS teams. Well, they conceded 2 goals to Cincinnati. They had to come back in that game. They were down 2-0. They didn't concede a goal against Orlando City, but Orlando City, I mean, we have Duncan McGuire, and we literally play soccer terrorism under Pareja. Orlando City's very pragmatic, and to be honest, it's not that hard to hold Orlando City down scoreless if you plan properly. And then you also had like 2 goals conceded against Atlanta. Atlanta just held Atlanta. You held scoreless Atlanta and Orlando. Atlanta, I give you props because Atlanta has a very good offense. Orlando, I'm sorry, I'm not praising you for that. I've watched Orlando all season long.
didn't they just concede 3 to Cincinnati? What is Zachary talking about?
2. Their defense is not good. Sure, you like obviously you're gonna hold a clean sheet in a few games. That can happen, but especially a team that makes it to the final. But it's sorry, I just don't see Columbus holding a clean sheet today. I don't see it, man. I'm sorry. Mr. Krabs is saying, yes, MLS ain't great, but the league is 27 years old. No, we're fully aware of that, but that doesn't mean that some things a few years back could not have been done differently. And now can be, and it can also be done now, and they still refuse to do it.
This is an excuse. This 27-year-old thing, it is not young for a league. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not young for a league. The Japanese league and the A League are both younger than us. Okay, it's not young for a league if you do the right things. If you do shit things and purposely stay small time, beg people to take you seriously, but refuse to take yourself seriously, then yeah, you're not going to grow. And then you use the excuse, oh, we're only 27 years old. 27 years is more than long enough to build good league if you had some balls in your nutsack, Don. But he doesn't.
And there it is. It's what Dustin's saying. Guys, just look at the J League, what Pete said also. The J League is pretty much as old as Major League Soccer. But going on here, Zachary's saying you will be an Aiden fan. Well, let's hope so. That would be his second MLS
I'm already an Aiden fan. I like Aiden.
Second MLS Cup for Aiden Morris?
Yeah. His first one was before he tore his ACL when he actually had some speed.
Yeah. He became a little stiff running now. Like he runs with jeans on. He has like jeans.
It's a little slow. Yeah. It's like kind of awkward actually.
Let me see here. Yeah, but everyone, once again, if you could kindly hit the like button so we can hit at least 100 likes in the video. It's free. It literally takes you no effort. And every time you hit the like button, what happens, Pete, when they hit the like button?
Don Garber takes a shit. I don't know.
Don Garber raises the salary cap by $2, like $2. Like I'm gonna raise the
salary $4 of TAM every time you hit the like button.
And this right here is what my picks, Pete. Darlington Nagbe needs to get 1 interception. 1 interception. Patrick Schultz, 4 saves. Sanchez create 1 chance, and Cucho needs to be held to lower. And I think the game just started for me. Did it start for you?
Yeah, we're finally, because it's Apple
Oh,
TV.
oh yeah, it's on the same one. Yeah, there's no way we wouldn't be the same for this one. Let me put here and then Columbus Crew.
Can
So
you pull up
now
Stride Zero's comment? I wanna address it.
let me pull it up. Hold on. Stride Zero. This one?
Yes. This is a frequent argument that people try to make or criticism of me and Tack. We're not saying 27 years is an excuse, but the way you guys talk about MLS, the league won't grow. Tack, because you and I are critical of MLS, it is not growing. Please try to understand this. Every time you say something critical about MLS, 50 MLS season ticket holders call the front office and cancel their tickets. Stride, it is not our job to pretend MLS is something is not. It is our job or our intention to say what we think. And if you, and believe me, we have many people tell us to try to show for MLS because it needs to grow. No, MLS does not grow because me and Tack encourage people to watch it. MLS grows because they take themselves seriously and don't shoot themselves in the foot at every possible occasion. Okay?
Well,
so honestly, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
oh, Pete got angry there. But look, Pete.
Yeah, I've heard this argument too many times, and it's for somebody who's never had a meaningful
the one thing I think about MLS is the worst thing that myself or Pete could do to MLS is not criticize MLS. It's literally to ignore its existence.
Yeah.
We could just not cover MLS. And honestly, we don't have to cover MLS. There's barely any USMNT players here at this point. So,
also, aren't there like 3 people in the chat who said the only reason they're watching MLS Cup is for this stream?
yeah. So I think also, if you go to Brazil, if you go to Argentina, the leagues, the clubs are heavily criticized and people are still watching. Criticism, I understand, like blindly hating on the league, that's not overly helpful. But I'm pretty sure if you really look into what we're saying, most of it is constructive criticism. There's a lot of people watching this cup just because we're doing a live watch along. We're talking about it on Twitter. The worst thing we could do to MLS is literally just never talk about it. If we never talk about it, the Americans that follow the U.S. men's national team and only follow the players abroad, they'll literally never care about it. So
yeah, and we don't need to follow it. It's not in our interest. I mean, it's not to cover it. Like, it's not in our interest to cover it, to be honest. Nobody watches when we cover it, so we don't need to. All our USMNT players are playing abroad now, so we have really no reason to cover MLS, and yet we still do.
Yeah, see, like Patel here saying that's me. He's watching it because we're here. Rico Post saying would be me also. Like also Dark Bomb saying pretty much here for the stream too. Matthew saying that. So we are getting more people to watch.
Yeah. Maybe we can get a deal like Messi where we get some portion of the people who sign up for Apple TV for the stream.
The problem with MLS that I'll add, and I'm not going to keep going into this, maybe in the future we'll talk about this. I just don't think it's the right time. We've had some very unpleasant situations in terms of censorship with people affiliated to MLS, which eventually one day I will be dropping names.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the right time. So there is a little bit of, like, I wouldn't say hatred, but there is a little bit of anger in that sense because I see that happening to me and Pete. Me and Pete don't really live off MLS, but I do see how it affects how some people, like
cowardly people who want a job in MLS change their opinion very quickly when MLS contacts them and says, stop saying negative things about us. It's like a fucking communist regime at this point.
So I'm just gonna say that if these people were not held this way, it didn't help. This didn't rely on MLS or even U.S. soccer in general for their living. I think there would be people far more vocal than me and Pete. That's what I think. That's why it seems like we're alone. But once again, the worst thing me and Pete could do is to ignore MLS, and we do not do that at all. And I will continue to criticize things that I think it has to improve, and I will praise what I think has been done right. I think bringing Messi, regardless of how much they spent and whatever they had to do, was a big move by MLS, a positive one. I think they've improved infrastructure quite a bit. The academies are far from where it should be, but it's far better than it once was, and it's getting there. There's a lot to praise, and we do praise it.
But if you only want positive, only positive stuff, may I recommend the Extra Time podcast with Andrew Wiebe and Matt Doyle, and they will tell you all day, we will whisper into your ear sweet nothings about how wonderful MLS is.
Yeah, so again, that's what I'm saying here, Chase. The same. The only reason I'm watching is because of you guys. So we have done it. I've done also I did an MLS playoff bracket prediction. That's a video to try to get more people to watch. I've done vlogs for MLS teams to promote it. Charlotte, Austin, Orlando, to promote it and try to get people in the stadium. So honestly, just to be honest with you guys, the vlogs that I do, at least, and Pete did one. I'm sure he had a similar experience. Some of these vlogs, well, nope, not many people watch it. That's the first thing. But the second thing is I had to travel. I lost money in those vlogs, and I still did it. The Charlotte one, I lost money. The Austin one, I lost money. The only one I didn't lose was Orlando because I just had to go here. But I lost money. So
also every weekend when I do my USMNT top 10, not every week, but I would say 70% of weeks, there's at least one MLSer in that top 10. Okay. Which is honestly kind of absurd because none of them deserve it.
Karl Marx is saying, did someone say communist regime? Yes. Also, can someone
his communist ears perked up. He was like, Das Kapital, yeah.
Can someone explain the Otani news in MLS terms? Otani is the baseball player, the Japanese baseball player. I don't know. It's like when we signed Messi, I guess.
I would say even more so. I would say if Messi and who's that Jamaican goalkeeper for the Union?
Andre Blake.
If Messi also had the goalkeeping skills of Andre Blake and Messi was able to play in goal and out the field at the same time, no, forget Andre Blake. It would be like Messi and Mike Maignan together in one who could play two different positions simultaneously. That's what Otani is like.
Okay. That would be an expensive player.
I know. 700 million in 10 years. I mean, you know how much of that is going to Uncle Sam, though?
Yeah, a good amount, especially in LA.
About 400 million is probably going to the state and federal taxes.
I think he'll be all right with 300 million, though.
Tell your children taxation is theft.
Hey, we're trying not to get canceled here. Lucky Mark saying thoughts on Dennis Buanga going to Tigres. I didn't know he was going to Tigres. I don't know if that's a rumor. Doesn't Tigres already have Gignac?
Who's going to Tigres?
Same Buanga from LAFC.
Why would he go to Tigres?
I don't know.
More money, maybe? I don't know.
That's like the only explanation. I mean, the dude's living in LA, making a ton of money already. Columbus so far has been far more ball dominant, looking better than LAFC. LAFC's sitting very deep, actually. Even Carlos Vela is deep.
Yeah, but I think that's part of their game plan right now. They'll hit them in transition.
With Carlos Vela's beer belly?
I mean, still doesn't matter. It's still MLS.
Yeah. Well, also that midfield right there with Sanchez, Tillman, and Kellen Acosta, it's like a bunch of workhorses.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Tillman's a little bit more creative, but no, mostly
not too much.
See, here comes Vela in transition.
But he's still so technical, Vela. That switch right now, like so good. I mean, the guy was successful in La Liga. That's all we have to know. Like, he was never a bad player. It's just
no, he was a very good player. Man, that generation of Mexican players, Chicharito, Carlos Vela, Rafa Marquez, Edson Alvarez, Andres Guardado, Hector Herrera, Ochoa, all of these guys. Like, it's insane what a great generation they had, even with Chucky there toward the end. You know, Raul Jimenez. Like, compare that Mexican team with the current Mexican team. It's like night and day in only about 5 to 8 years.
Ooh, Chiellini. I hope they send in Aaron Long at some point. I want to see some Aaron Long.
Watch Aaron Long comes on and scores the winning goal.
S27's asking, Tack and Pete, your thoughts on Aiden Morris. Oh, I'll let Pete talk more because I don't rate Aiden Morris that much, but I know Pete, I wouldn't say he rates him highly, but he likes Aiden Morris. So, Pete.
I like Aiden Morris, but his USMNT appearances this year did not go well. And also, even in MLS, he's very slow defensively. I like his passing range, and I like what he can do on the ball. The problem is he's still, ever since his ACL injury, he's come back looking very slow and awkward. Number two, we never really get to see what he does under pressure because in MLS, they don't pressure the six. So for me, he's not maybe with the Olympic team because there's not really many good sixes with the Olympic team. But for me, he's not really in the USMNT running. Honestly, he should have gone with Canada because
I was just going to add one thing to you. I know it's only 10 minutes into the game, but Aiden Morris looks far better than Kelna Costa, for example.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Aiden. He's still young enough, but I can't see him ever getting ahead of Musa or Adams or Johnny or even Leonard Maloney, to be honest.
Julian Viva saying, hey, Pete and Tack, have you guys heard any news on Noah Allen being in England? Also, do you guys think he has a chance? So what I've seen from Noah Allen with the youth teams, and very little with Inter Miami, I didn't rate him very highly. I haven't heard of anything him being in England. What is it, like the championship? And do I think he has a chance at the U.S. men's national team? Probably not. Probably, even though we're thin on the left back position, I think there's players that look far more promising. And even if you go towards very young players, like Caleb Wiley looks to have a much higher ceiling.
Although Caleb Wiley hasn't really made progress this year, I was a little bit disappointed with Caleb Wiley this year, actually. And I think part of that is that they took his competition away. They sold, what was his name? The other left back. And so there's no, and that's the problem with MLS. There's no competition.
But neither has like Noah Allen, to be honest.
No. I agree with you. Wiley's ahead of him, but I'm a little disappointed with Wiley this season, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know Noah Allen's still very young. Just don't really rate him. That's all I'll say.
Even if a player is very young, if they don't have the tool, like Cade Cowell, right? Cade Cowell is a very young player. And this is what I hear every time I say he's not good enough. Oh, he's still young. Yeah, but if you don't have the tools at all, which he doesn't, guys, you're never going to be a good player. You're never going to be a good player if you don't have the tools. You can be Jordan Morris.
Yeah, the thing with Cade is like he has the athletic tools. He doesn't have the technical tools. That's the problem.
Which, by the way, his athletic tools didn't even cut it in MLS this year. What does he have? Like 1 goal, 1 assist?
Had 1 goal. Year? He did worse than I think Hoppy that arrived later in the season. And Hoppy also isn't that great. Dude, what's going to be funny is if Columbus Crew wins.
Then it's 2 MLS Cups since Berhalter left.
Yes. That, like Berhalter leaves the U.S. men's national team, the team becomes glorious.
Oh my God! You know what? It would feel like a new day if that happens.
What's funny was some people were saying that Alexi Lalas was even saying that if Vela, nice touch by Carlos Vela.
Beautiful touch.
But then there was no one. Because he's the center forward. That's the problem.
No, Buwanga's the center forward.
No, Vela's playing center. Buwanga's a bit out wide.
I guess they interchange.
Yeah, but right now, like, Vela is playing as a false 9, and Buwanga is kind of like a left winger, pretty much.
What was Acosta doing? He could control that and keep it, but he just kicked it out of the field.
Oh, that's what you got wrong. He can't control it. He specifically can't control that.
Oh.
I'm ready for a nap. I'm not ready for a nap. I'm wide awake right now. I'm probably going to go to the gym after this. The game hasn't been bad. There's stuff happening.
Columbus has been playing well, especially.
Yeah,
Columbus. And definitely LAFC are looking for transitions. By the way, should we talk about if Steve Cherundolo wins today? That will be in 2 years as the LAFC. Is it 2 years or 3 years as the LAFC head coach? 3 years.
I think he won last year in the first season.
So last year he won MLS Cup and the Supporters Shield. So both is very good because Supporters Shield is honestly the best team over the course of the season. MLS Cup means you can win in the big games. He didn't win Supporters Shield this year, but he did top. Did he top the West?
No, he didn't top the West. It was St. Louis that topped the West.
He got third. That's right. But St. Louis topping the West. That's hilarious. But if he wins MLS Cup, so in 2 years in charge to have 3 trophies? 3 trophies, 3 very, tough trophies to win. I think he should probably go to Europe. Remember, he speaks German fluently, and he has a lot of connections in Germany.
He also made it to the CONCACAF Champions Final.
Was that him? That was Bradley.
No, LAFC.
In 2021?
No, now, this year.
Oh, yeah, duh, this year, that's true.
Yeah, I know he lost in the final, but he still made it, right? You can lose in finals.
Sure, getting to a final is sort of a, but I think that for him, he does seem to be a very good coach. And we don't have enough really good young American coaches. What I don't want is for him to stay in MLS where it's comfortable. I want him to go push himself the way that Matarazzo and Jesse Marsh did.
Well, we can put it this way too. His resume is far better than Berhalter's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
In a younger career. Ooh, Columbus with the header.
He
out of
also
bounds.
coached the Germany under-17 national team. They don't give that job out to Americans unless they really think there's something special.
So he has that experience too.
Yeah, he has that experience. He was also an assistant coach in Germany. So he learned a lot from his time in Germany as well. He wasn't just like, doing his but apparently he was like top of his class in the coaching badges in a foreign language. Like there's a lot that's very interesting about Cherundolo for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking here. He has a lot of coaching experience as an assistant in Germany at Hanover, which was where he played, right? So
Yeah.
that makes sense. Stuttgart, United States in 2018, a little bit. German U15s for a year.
Oh,
Las
U15s,
Vegas,
that's what it was.
yeah, Vegas Lights, and then LAFC. Yeah, he should probably try to get a job in the Bundesliga if he can.
Or even if it's a 2 Bundesliga team and try to get them promoted. Like that's what Matarazzo did, right? He got a 2 Bundesliga team, got them promoted, kept them in the league, had one rough season where they got fired, but they still managed to stay in the league. And then he, now is Hoffenheim pushing for a top 6 spot after saving them from relegation last year. So Matarazzo and Cherundolo are probably the 2 most qualified American coaches at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Cherundolo's career is really
just beginning.
Just beginning, exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's not even 40, is he? Isn't he like 39?
He's 44. He's 44.
Oh, he's 44.
But I mean, like,
for a coach.
Yeah. I mean, like in 10 years, he'll be 54, which is still fine for a coach.
Yeah.
And that'll be 10 more years of experience. So someone in the chat is asking, Tack, do you think Liga MX is a top 10 league? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it's a top 10 league. It's close.
I think both Liga MX and MLS are in that 10 to 15 range.
Yeah.
Somewhere between, because obviously the top 5 is non-negotiable. Then Portugal and Netherlands is non-negotiable, right? I would put Brazil in the top 10, maybe definitely ahead of Belgium.
Yeah. Well, I would say Brazil's fairly close to the Eredivisie.
I'd say Portugal, the Netherlands, and Brazil are very close.
The top 3 teams in Brazil would probably be competing with the top 3 in the Netherlands. They'd probably be competing with them.
Yeah. So that 8 is non-negotiable. Now, what's the 9th best league? I don't know if Argentina's in the top 10 anymore. I really don't.
No, just of talent production, sort of. But like the quality of the Argentine league has dropped drastically. Even like, just look at the Libertadores. Brazil keeps winning it. And the Boca Juniors team that made it to the final this year, you didn't follow it as much, Pete, but do you believe it that Boca made it to the final? You know how many games they won in the knockout rounds? Try to guess.
2.
0. They tied everything.
Oh, they tied everything and won on penalties?
Yes. It's ridiculous. Like, that's how they made it.
Well, also, like, Alan Senora was quite good in the Argentine league, at least in patches, and he can't even get on the field in Liga MX. And didn't they let him go?
Yeah, they released him. I don't know where he is now. But yeah, they released Alan Senora.
See, that moment with Aiden Morris's speed, I don't know if you guys just saw it. He was in a foot race with Tim Tillman just now to get to the box, and he was like lagging heavily behind him. This is the thing about Aiden Morris. If your speed is exposed in MLS, believe me, it's going to be exposed at a higher level.
Yeah, I see it right now. Looks a little heavy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he didn't look like this before his ACL injury.
Yeah, but it's not like heavy fat. It looks like he put up too much muscle, too stocky.
I think also he just runs awkwardly. Like there's not enough explosiveness in his legs to handle his body.
Should probably lose some muscle weight actually on the upper body. You can't be that heavy as a soccer player. Like that, because maybe his legs are not strong enough for that amount of weight, but then you drop like 10, 15 pounds, then you have enough explosion. Yeah, he's looking a bit heavy.
So wait, which other leagues would you put? After we got the top 8 and the top 10, who are the other 2 teams? I would probably put Belgium in the top 10.
Maybe Belgium.
Honestly, I would put Belgium in the championship.
You think the Belgium league is better than Turkey, even though what you're seeing from Galatasaray in the Champions League right now?
Yeah, but that's one team. That's the problem. If I look at overall, the problem too with Belgium is the bottom teams are awful. Same with the Eredivisie, but worse.
But same with
Turkey,
the EFL Championship, like the
the thing
bottom.
is that what Galatasaray, this is a one-off. How do Turkish teams usually do in the Champions League? Right?
Poorly.
To be fair, the Belgian teams do just as bad. So, I mean, I'd actually put the Championship as the 9th best league in the world.
Yeah, probably.
Just because of money. They get a lot of good players there.
Yeah, I mean, the top like 5 to 6 teams in the Championship, you might get 1 or 2 that are like semi-Premier League level.
Yeah.
And they would be competing for titles in these
They would
leagues.
dominate MLS. Like, I think LAFC might be a mid-table championship team, for example.
Maybe they would fight for that top 6.
I don't think so, man. The intensity is not there. Like, championships, the intensity is nonstop for 90 minutes. There's none of this, like, it's scrappy as hell.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake. That's the thing. And a lot of money. A lot of money to get promoted.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal. Especially
People are
that
saying the Austrian Bundesliga, but I don't think so. Like, Salzburg is not the league. That's the problem.
Did you just see that short corner from Columbus?
Yeah.
So Rossi passes the ball, and it looks like they didn't really train it because he goes one way, the guy passes another, and they just completely threw a corner away. Oh boy, Austrian Bundesliga, that's like a 1-team league.
Yeah, I don't know why people are acting like the Austrian Bundesliga. It's one team.
And not even like that Scotland. Great of a team. Like not even that great.
No, they're not that great. But it's like Scotland. They have one team. And even that team doesn't do well in the Champions League. They're getting cooked in Champions League. And they're hands down the best team in Scotland.
Zachary Johnson, LAFC has been weak this year. Zachary, you better hope Columbus.
They're in an MLS Cup Final, bro. How weak can they have been?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If Columbus doesn't win this, we're going back to all these super chats.
Poor Zachary.
No, he's just like, because I have it here. He only talks. Zachary, you're definitely a Columbus Crew fan.
There's of course he is. I have another good friend named Zachary Hatch, who's also a Columbus Crew fan. Maybe it's the same dude.
A lot of Zachs in
Hatch is that can't be you, Hatch. There's no way.
Patel saying, did you guys see Villa beat City and Arsenal? Well, Unai Emery can pull these results, man. The guy's a freaking good coach. And he's getting Villa to punch above their weight. Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn, that was close.
Cucho Hernandez with the shot. Let me see from the back if it looked close. That's like the first probably actually dangerous shot of the match. Yeah, that was fairly close.
Oof.
Long range shot.
Canadian fans are saying that Krupo should start over what's his name? The guy from
the sweatpants guy, Borjan.
Serbia. Borjan, yeah, Milan Borjan. And they might have a case. Borjan's getting a lot older, and Krupo has been quite good since he came back from his injury.
You're also never going to be a serious national team if your goalkeeper wears sweatpants.
I know.
Like, you can't. You need to. Zachary Johnson saying the Western Conference is trash. Well, they had a rough season for sure, but the Western Conference, they are the current champions. Yeah. They are the current champions, and they very well can be the champions.
Also, over the last 5 to 8 years, nobody has won more than the Western Conference.
He's probably just referring to the fact that in terms of points in the season,
this year they were not as good. But you could also argue that they were more competitive, and that's why it was harder to get points.
But even their games against the East, they lost most of them. Like St. Louis won the conference. That's not good enough. That was the first season.
I know, but also the Eastern Conference had Inter Miami and Toronto. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Inter Miami and Toronto were like the two worst teams.
But Crepeau, it's Crepeau. That's how you pronounce it. Crepeau. Kai is saying, I think Bellingham will be England's GOAT. I said that on Twitter, and people some of the guys oh, you're disrespecting the old
Do you not remember Alan Shearer? Yeah. He was a really good player, mate. Really good.
They freak out about these guys, and I'm just like, look, I obviously I didn't watch Alan Shearer in his prime there. I didn't watch Bobby Charlton. I didn't watch Bobby Moore. I watched Wayne Rooney his entire career. Great player. Harry Kane his entire career. Michael Owen, extremely overrated in my opinion. The Ballon,
No,
like people just
disagree.
bring up that what?
Young Michael Owen was amazing.
Oh, you're
And
going to
then
talk
he
about
had
the
a
Ballon
bunch of
d'Or.
injuries, and after that, he was very mid.
He sucked for Real Madrid before the injuries, and then he
No,
started getting
dude, he had
injuries.
lots of injuries at Liverpool before he went to Real Madrid. What are you saying?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He went to Real Madrid. He went as peak Owen to Real Madrid.
No, he had a lot of injuries at that point with Liverpool. A lot.
That's not what I remember from Michael Owen, but it was a lot of speed and clinical finishes from him early on, and like he scored against Brazil in the World Cup. But no,
that goal was fine. It was the Argentina goal when he was 18 in the World Cup. That was the one that made him.
Yeah, no, that was brilliant. Well, I was just saying the Brazil one was just a clinical finish. Lucio messed up, and he was just like
it bounced off Lucio, and then
Yeah.
he just pounced on it. He's like a poacher type.
But from the English players that I've watched, which Michael Owen, Wayne Rooney, Frank
Rooney's
Lampard,
the best for me.
Rooney is the best, but I think Bellingham is a more complete player and will probably go down as a better player.
Also, none of them were doing for Real Madrid what Bellingham is doing at his age. Like to
Yes.
carry Dortmund as a teenager and now to pretty much be carrying Madrid as a 20-year-old, it might be the club or one of the clubs with the most pressure in the world, Real Madrid.
Oh yeah, and I think he's going to be ahead of all of them. I personally put Wayne Rooney ahead of Harry Kane. Oh,
that was close.
I thought that was in for a second.
Yeah, I thought
that was
so too.
Rossi. That was Rossi.
Do you remember when Rossi made Aaron Long look stupid back in 2019?
He played for LAFC.
No, back then he was. Yeah, he was at LAFC. That's right.
Yeah, he was in LAFC.
He was an LAFC guy. Never quite took off for LAFC.
Yeah, he did fine. He was good in some moments. But back to Bellingham, yes, I think Bellingham will go down. David Beckham, I think Bellingham's already better than David Beckham ever was, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. David Beckham was a one-dimensional player.
Yes.
He was great at what he did, but that's all he could do.
And he looked good. That helped a lot too.
Yeah, and he married a pop star. Like, it's a brand.
No, the top two. Ooh, okay. The top two English players that I've watched. Okay, this doesn't include Bobby Charlton. I wasn't born back then. It would probably be Wayne Rooney and Harry Kane so far out of these players.
Attacking wise, yes, but Rio Ferdinand was a really underrated defender.
Ferdinand was fantastic for Manchester United and England.
Sol Campbell.
Campbell was good. Ashley Cole was a great left back too.
Yeah,
has to be said.
Ashley Cole was very good.
But I would probably put Wayne Rooney and Harry Kane. But then if I had to say the best English player of all time, I think it'll be Jude Bellingham. This guy can do everything. He can defend for you. He can score goals, get assists, complete player. Now, the only thing that bothers me is a lot of people comparing him to Zinedine Zidane.
Not the same type of player.
Not the same type
More
of player.
More box to box. Zinedine was a pure 10.
Yeah, it's because Bellingham has been playing for Real Madrid more as a 10 and like a second striker, sometimes even as a striker. That's how Ancelotti does. That's why he's scoring so much. But it's different. It's a different style of play.
Versatile player.
Zidane could control the midfield like no player that I've ever seen before.
No.
One of the like
good tackle.
Columbus.
Man, if Aaron Long was on the field, I think Columbus would have 3 goals right now.
Yeah. They're playing Murillo and Chiellini. That was Murillo now.
Beautiful through ball, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know who the most underrated English player was?
Owen Hargreaves.
Yep. Played for Bayern for years and got no love from the English media or from Sven because he played in a quote-unquote lesser league. Then finally he decides to come to Manchester United to hopefully get some respect. And he gets injured almost immediately, and it's over. And it pretty much ended his career.
Yeah, I think the English media always love to overhype Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard.
And Lampard, those two are the most overhyped for sure.
Yeah, so much that they hyped this guy that was annoying. Great players, but so overhyped. Yeah. And then Zachary Johnson saying that's easy to say if it's easier to get to the final because the conference lacks competition. Of course, it'll have more champions. Well, but here's the thing, Zachary. I understand that in a one-off game, anyone can win at this professional level, especially when they're 2 quality teams. But there were seasons where the West was stronger than the East, when the Sounders were a bit better. There were seasons where they were better.
But also, it doesn't matter how easy it is to get there. There's still one Eastern Conference and one Western
penalty kick for Columbus.
That's a penalty.
Who was the idiot that put his hand like that?
Tillman?
No, it wasn't Tillman. No. I think Tillman.
Was it Murillo? Aaron Long going to be smiling on the bench.
No, it's Palacios.
Oh, Palacios. Let's see this.
What is he? It hit his chest and...
I don't know about that. You're standing like this to chest the ball, and it rolls. But the thing is, he kind of stuck his hand out a little bit too.
Yeah, look, it's a tricky one.
It's one thing for it to like hit your arm, and if he pulled his arm away the minute it hit him, he might not get it. But he kind of stuck his hand up at it.
I think it's one of those that if the ref keeps the call, as long as he's consistent with it throughout the game, if it happens again, it's fine. But yes, it definitely hit his hand.
It definitely hit it.
No, start saying, who do you think is the MLS GOAT so far? Ooh. Greatest. Well, I mean, you mean in terms of performance in MLS? Because if it's the best player, it's Messi.
Yeah. Yeah, the best player to ever play in MLS was Messi. But if you're talking about MLS GOAT,
would we go by trophies, goals? Is it Wando?
If you're talking about best MLS performer, let's say
Wando. No,
Wando. That's a good question, actually. I don't know, because the problem is most of the good ones left eventually. You know.
Well, Landon has to be up there with a few.
Landon's probably up there, but in terms of just because he stayed for so long. But I don't know if he's definitely not the best player.
Well, if it's just straight up best player, you would put Messi. Yeah. Now, performance, we've seen like Jovinko look like freaking Messi in MLS.
Yeah.
But let's see. Cucho Hernandez with a penalty kick. Scored. 1-0 for the Crew.
1-0. All right. So now LAFC has to score 3 for your prediction and 2 for my prediction.
But if it's a MLS GOATs, they're going to go Messi's the best player ever. Jovinko looked like freaking Messi in the league. Yeah. Landon Donovan has to be up there. Wondolowski had a lot of goals.
What about that Mexican guy who played in Chicago who was amazing? What was his name?
Mexico guy that played in Chicago?
Yeah, I forget his name now. He's a very famous Mexican player in the early 2000s. Somebody in Blanco. Thank you, Blanco.
Yeah, but that was like the early days of MLS. I don't know how much it counts.
Robbie Keane, maybe too early.
Robbie Keane was good for the Galaxy.
Robbie Keane, yeah, that's a good shout.
Trying to think also. Diego Valeri too. I wouldn't say the best, but he's been in MLS for long enough.
Yeah,
with Portland.
Diego Valeri for sure had a case. I'm trying to think in Seattle, anybody.
Dude, Valderrama played in MLS a long time ago too. That's a big name.
Yeah, Carlos Valderrama, Zlatan.
Well, Zlatan didn't stay long enough.
Didn't stay long enough, right? That's the thing. Is like you have to stay at least 5 years, I'd say.
Yeah. Because if we're gonna go with Zlatan, then we're just gonna put Messi ahead of him because then we're just picking the best players. Then it's Messi.
Right. The MLS GOAT is a good one. That's a good question, though.
How many MLS Cups did Landon win?
Well, the Galaxy is 5, but he wasn't there for all of them, I don't think.
No.
Was he? I think 4. I think he has 4 MLS Cups.
So he's definitely in the conversation for that.
Yeah, and obviously he was a key player in all of those MLS Cups.
And was there with David Beckham, too. Wayne Bender saying, do you think MLS can be a top 10 league by 2030? Top 10 by 2030? Yes, if there's a lot of changes. That's not too crazy. Like, no. Look at the leagues we listed by 2030. But the salary cap will probably have to triple by then.
Yeah, it depends what they want. And this is what's so frustrating. MLS could be all of these things. It's like they don't want to be, though.
No, I think when people say, like, I've seen crazy takes like MLS is going to be a top 5 league by 2026. No, not even by 2030. But if you say MLS can be a top 10 league by 2030, I think that is realistic. It's not too crazy because they're not that far from it. That's the thing. They're not that far.
They're probably 12th or 13th right now.
So just going on to the game real quick. It's 1-0 Columbus, and Columbus has actually been, I'd say, a dominant performance, controlling the game.
Yeah.
Hasn't created many chances, to be fair, but they've been better by quite a wide margin.
Yes.
Which is a good test for Cherundolo. See how he adjusts at halftime here.
Yeah.
It's pouring right now in the game too.
Yeah. That's cold rain in Columbus in December.
Mm-hmm. And everyone, if you could kindly smash the like button, thank you very much. And this stream is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. If you want to play Underdog Fantasy, use the link on the description and use the code on the description, TMTV. It's all right there. And back to the game. Jackie D saying Lendon won 6 MLS Cups.
Yeah, apparently he won 2 at San Jose before he moved to the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, he played for the Quakes.
So 6 MLS Cups is hard to beat. I think he might make the case.
Yeah, he's also like a national team hero. Lots of goals.
A lot of them were like 10 teams in MLS Cups. Like, let's be
honest.
honest.
Yeah, but still,
he
might be the GOAT. Yeah, the MLS GOAT.
That's why he wanted Pulisic. Can you imagine? So Pulisic got his 8th goal contribution for Milan today. If he had done what Landon Donovan said and come to MLS, how many goals do you think he would have in MLS by now? And why would it be probably 25 or 25?
2-0. 2-0.
Oh my God. Well, there goes our predictions out the window.
Yeah, it's
Zachary Johnson celebrating somewhere for sure.
Zachary Johnson has won this so far. He's won the first half for sure. Now it's all about how LAFC adjusts, but this has been awful.
Yeah. I think they need Aaron Long, man.
It would have been like 4-0 by now with Aaron Long.
They put Aaron Long as a striker next to Bouanga. And just have him use his eyes and vibes to score goals.
I'll just say one thing. It's two things, actually. One, LAFC has to hold this 2-0. They can't let Columbus get a third goal before halftime.
It's over. It's over.
Two, it depends on how they adjust at halftime if they want to have a shot. Crew winning with Greg again. Winning without Greg again.
Crew winning without Greg, yeah, is what he probably meant.
It's a brilliant pass again.
Yeah.
Was that Aiden Morris?
No, was that? I thought it was, what's his name? Wait, let's see it again here.
I thought it was Aiden Morris.
I thought it was Nagby.
No, it wasn't Nagby. I think it was Aiden Morris.
If it is, that's a great assist. Oh, Almundsen.
Okay, it wasn't Aiden Morris.
You know what? Wilfried Nancy turned Montreal Impact around when he went there and is now on the verge of an MLS Cup with Crew. Isn't this his first year?
With the Crew, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he might be a guy to watch. I know he's not American, he's Canadian, but honestly, maybe a candidate for the Canadian national team. The only thing is the Columbus Crew a more prestigious job than the Canadian national team? In my opinion, yes. Canadians going to hate that.
Crew winning a Greg. Zachary Johnson celebrating in Columbus, Ohio. Congratulations so far, Zach. The game's not over. The game is not over.
That's my buddy what? Zach is saying in the chat, in the group chat.
What group chat?
I have a friend named Zachary Hatcher who lives in Columbus, and he's a major Crew fan. So him and a couple of Chicago Fire fans and I were in a group chat. And so I wished him good luck today.
They're saying, why would he do charity work for Canada? Because their federation's broke, man. They have no money. They want to declare bankruptcy at this point.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. Like, and not only that, they couldn't get Koleosho when they had him on a platter. They couldn't get Aiden Morris when they had him on a platter. It's really sad, the state of Canada right now.
LAFC with the cross. Bouanga. Okay, maybe they can get a shot here. Oh my god, what a terrible shot. Guy looks so stiff. Who was that?
Oh, that's the American guy from Dallas, the missionary kid. What's his name? Forget his name now. But he was at Dallas for a long time. He played as a left back for them. He's not good. Terrible. He's very bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good in MLS, like Griffin Dorsey. Hollingshead, that's his name. Ryan Hollingshead.
My boy Blue 43 say, I know he's not the GOAT, and I'm an FC Dallas fan, but Piatti was electric at Montreal. Yes, he was.
Piatti was very good.
Adrian from FuboTV was telling me about that. He's from Argentina, isn't he? Yeah, Argentina.
Yeah, Argentine. All these Argentine. There was a phase in MLS where everyone was playing with an Argentine 10. Valeri was at Portland. What's his name was at Real Salt Lake. I don't remember his name, but he was also an Argentine 10. And then at the Crew, they had what's his name? The older brother. Shit. His brother also played for Miami together with him. What was his name? The 10?
Well, there's Higuain.
Higuain, that's what I mean. Higuain was playing for the Crew as a 10. There was a lot of that, like just get an Argentine 10. And most teams who did that were successful.
Hey, look who's back.
Oh, Spicy Jeff.
But he behaved today. Look at that. Tack and Pete. Who's
very
better?
Reasonable question.
Yeah. Very rare from Jeff. And then he says, who's better, PSV, Juventus, or Milan?
Juve.
Probably Juve right now.
And Milan is still better than PSV.
Mm-hmm.
People really overrate the Dutch league these days.
Yep. Yeah, I'll put probably Juventus because just what we're seeing in the Serie A, Milan, and then PSV will be the last one. People are already saying congrats to the Crew. Guys, the game's not over.
Yeah, remember, Cincinnati was 2-0 up at Columbus.
Yeah, and Columbus came back from that.
And Columbus came back to win 3-2. So that's still possible.
Let me see if anyone else here. I'm trying to see. Congrats to... Yeah, people think the Crew... It's definitely far from over the game. Damn, Darlington Nagbe, they're going to start hyping him up. They're going to start talking about how he could play for Manchester City.
I was gonna talk about this. They're going to start talking about how he could play. Remember when Alexi Lala said he could play for any club in the world?
Any club, yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, Alexi.
So he plays for Columbus by choice.
Yeah. He could be making millions ousting Luka Modric and Jude Bellingham at Real Madrid. But he loves Columbus, guys. He loves Columbus.
Well, that's literally their argument, right? That's what they say.
It's nonsense.
Someone also asked who was better, Nagbe or Yunus Musa. Who would you prefer at the national team? It was like, well, one, I would just prefer Yunus Musa in general. But how about we prefer the guy that literally chose to play for us instead of the guy that literally doesn't want to play for us?
Well, the thing is, after he helped us not qualify for the World Cup in 2018, then he was like, nah, I'm good. Like, after you failed, bro, you decided to not play for us anymore. But people forget, he was on that team that failed to qualify for the World Cup. He started in Cuba. He has as much responsibility as Michael Bradley or Josie Altidore or Paul Arriola or Omar Gonzalez, okay? Because he was shit.
It's crazy that we had a player that could play for any team in the world in that team, along with Pulisic, and we couldn't qualify.
I know. Isn't that nuts? That's how good Trinidad and Tobago are.
Or the rest of the team was just that bad. Yeah, LAFC, if they can pull a goal here before halftime.
That'd be huge. They'll be right back in it.
Yeah, probably the ideal situation. Steven Cherundolo has his notebook out right there.
Yeah, let's see what he does. This is where you earn your stripes.
Just taking notes right there and just writing, this was shit. That's all he has to say to the players. It's not much you can say at this point. Zachary's saying, bruh, the game is over. We're up 2 goals and 72% ball possession.
2-0 is never over.
It's not over, Zachary.
And even then.
1 goal and momentum changes and and then Acosta just completely messes it up. What
was that? Ah, come on.
Dude, Acosta sucks ass.
Dude, of course he does. I remember how many people got mad. Remember how people got mad at us for saying he wasn't USMNT quality way back when? A long time ago. And now everyone agrees.
And Berhalter took him to the World Cup. And has Acosta, has he regressed? No, he's the same player.
He's the same guy he's always been. He was always shit for us. He had 1 good game against Mexico, and people forgave him a lot of poor games. Remember, he was there in that 1-0 loss to Panama in World Cup qualifying in midfield.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was one of the problems.
Yeah, one of the big problems. Even at the World Cup, remember when he came on against Wales? He looked way out of his depth.
Well, every single MLS player, besides like Zimmerman didn't play well, but he did okay sometimes. But
He had up and down. He had a mix.
yeah, up and down. But if you look at like Shaq Moore, Jesus Ferreira, Jordan Morris,
Kellen Acosta,
all of them look like they were
Yedlin.
like Yedlin. They all look like amateur players in the World Cup facing professionals.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Remember Shaq Moore?
Remember nobody was around him and the ball was dropping. He had like nobody was in 20 yards of him. And instead of just taking it down and starting an attack, he like kicked it out for a corner.
Well, the thing with it is like Shaq Moore and Jesus Ferreira gave me the two worst World Cup individual performances I have ever seen in my life. Those two.
I know, so bad. I think Qatar's players had some better performances.
Yeah, they looked like they were just bad World Cup players. Jesus Ferreira looked like it was me out there completely.
Yeah, it looked like it was a child. He looked like he was playing for the Netherlands.
No, just think about it this way. We're down 2-0 against the Netherlands, and Jesus is one of Greg's favorites. Imagine how bad he had to be for Greg to pull him off. A forward. He's a forward. You'd keep
at
him.
halftime.
You need goals. And you're like, you don't have a center forward on the mid. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to put Gio Reyna there. Just never play there. Just put him there.
Never played Gio Reyna there, beefing with him the whole World Cup. And then all of a sudden he decides to throw him on.
That's how bad Jesus was. He's like, I need to get this guy out of here. Oh, Aaron Long's warming up.
Aaron Long is warming up. What are they saying on the broadcast? I'll bet you Taylor Twellman is calling him a USMNT veteran. You need his veteran leadership because you don't have a World Cup winner on that back line that can really offer leadership.
Oh, God. Nate saying, hey, guys, celebrating graduations with Gumbo Beer and my favorite streamers. Hope you guys have a good one. Hey, congratulations on graduating.
Congrats, Nate. Are you from New Orleans? Is that why you're celebrating with Gumbo?
And he graduated. What did you graduate as? I'm assuming college.
Where'd you graduate from? My guess is he went to LSU. Are you at LSU?
And then Q Min is saying LAFC getting pissed on by the crew and God. I don't think.
I don't know how much God cares about MLS Cup.
Yeah, I don't think he's involved in MLS Cup.
But we could ask Megan Rapinoe. She might offer some thoughts.
Yeah, just gonna
about how much God cares about soccer.
No, and then what's his name too? He's gonna wait, yo. Let me just miss one thing here. Apple TV is Taylor. Fox is Stu. Yeah, there's no Stu on this one.
Stu, right back. Tim Weah, right back with Des benched. Stu, come on.
Yeah, and throw Gio out wide.
And throw Gio out wide.
Ooh.
Oh, that was so close.
That's why it's not over, guys. If that go it's far from over.
Oh.
80s nostalgia is saying, in the past 10 years, who do you think has produced the best players? Brazil or Argentina? In general, Brazil.
I think the best player was produced by Argentina, but overall.
No, the best for sure. Messi's the best player. But overall, Brazil's produced more quality overall.
That I agree with, yes. You and I were talking on the phone yesterday. It'll be interesting to see what Argentina looks like in this after the Copa America, especially with Messi and Di Maria both gone. Because the players they surrounded those two with at the World Cup was a lot of very hard-working, good players, but no world-class. Maybe, okay. Obviously, what's his name is a world-class player, the striker from Inter Milan, even though he had a terrible World Cup.
Lautaro.
He had a terrible World Cup, but you watch him for Inter, he's a world-class player. But a lot of the other guys they have, they're good players. I don't know if I would put any of them in the top 10 in the world in their position, except for the goalkeeper. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody you can think of on the Argentina team who you think top 10 in the world in their position?
Top 10 in the world.
I wouldn't even say Enzo right now, honestly.
No, Enzo right now is not top 10 in his position. Messi would be, but he's gone. Lautaro would be.
Lautaro, yes, and the goalkeeper, yes.
Di Maria is also not anymore because he can't play that many minutes without getting injured. Julian Alvarez.
I wouldn't put him in top 10 strikers in the world.
Close. I would put Julian Alvarez the same category as like Enzo Fernandez. One of the best.
Yeah, top 20 probably. I wouldn't put him top 10.
Yeah.
What about Romero? I don't think Romero's top 10.
The center back? No. Good center back. Very good center back. No, there's no player from Argentina right now that you would look and say it's like, well, Messi stuff, but even like a Di Maria level or Lautaro level, you don't see any coming up. There's a few young talents like Echeverri is a good young talent from River Plate. Valentin Barcos coming up. These are elite talents, but I'm
That's
not seeing.
potential. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the Di Marias. Messi, I can't say Messi because like when are we going to get another Messi? It could take like 50. We might never get another Messi, but you can produce Di Marias. Like, but then you look at Brazil, you have like Vinicius and Rodrigo producing so much in La Liga. Bruno
But
Guimarães.
also, they have like Arsenal starting center back sitting on their bench. Like,
yeah,
like
and
it's not just up top Brazilian talent. Like, look at their right backs. I mean, their fullbacks are a little weak right now, but look at their center backs. Like,
well, in
their two goalkeepers are the two best teams in England. Like, starting for the two.
And
best
Bruno
teams.
Guimarães is among the best central midfielders in England right now too, for Newcastle.
Right.
No, Brazil, when people talk about Brazil being done right now, as soon as Brazil gets the coaching situation
they
sorted
need
out,
a good tactical coach is what Brazil needs.
and
if
they'll
they
be
want
fine.
to win a World Cup again.
And they'll be fine.
Yeah. The question is, are they going to get it?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine with Diniz or Ancelotti as long as they actually stick to the guy. Ideally, what Brazil should do, they're not going to do, is they should get the Palmeiras coach.
Yeah, Ferreira. I was going to ask about him.
Yeah, they should. But he just renewed with Palmeiras till the end of the year. The guy literally won the two big trophies every single season. And he made it to the Libertadores semifinals 4 times in a row and won it twice.
Why doesn't he go to Europe, though, and test himself at a high level?
Did you see his salary?
I know, but like this is my concern with the Brazilian. Is the Brazilian league now, we've talked about this, because of all of the investment, the Brazilian league is getting better, actually, right? Because they finally allowed foreign investment. That's how you get a John Textor, a guy like that. Is that going to stop certain players, you think, and coaches from going abroad and testing themselves because of the money they can now make at home? Like, could you have a Liga MX type situation?
No, because that's been going on in Brazil since like it was like during the Bolsonaro government when he started the SAFI. So that's been on for like 6 years.
And it hasn't done that.
And Brazil's still selling Endrick at age 16. Estevão's leaving.
Oh, I mean, the top end players will still go, obviously. But I'm talking about that middle tier who maybe could play in Europe. Maybe they're not a Manchester City player, but they'd be a good Wolfsburg 10, for example.
No, because
they're guys stay at home.
They're still selling, like André from Fluminense that just won. They sold him. He's not that level. He's very good.
Yeah.
They're still selling. Palmeiras sold Danilo. He's okay. But
what's crazy is even with still selling, they're still improving as a league, I think.
They are. They're also getting the best South Americans, right? They're signing the best players from Colombia, Paraguay, Argentina. They're getting those players.
Right. So it's like the destination for South American players.
Yes, and they're still keeping enough talent there, but the major talent is still leaving because the offers are too big. But Abel Ferreira, like he makes more money than the Dortmund coach, for example.
Right. And he's probably worthy of it too.
He's probably better than
better than Terzic, to be honest.
No, he is better than Terzic. But the thing with Abel, he talked about it actually in an interview, and he talked about a little bit with his family. So as a coach, like he moved to like Portugal, Greece, Brazil, and now they're in Brazil and they speak Portuguese because they're from Portugal. So he was kind of saying how he doesn't really want to. We has kids, and he's like, he's comfortable there, making a lot of money. The family's living fine.
I guess he's also not Brazilian.
He's Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's easy to adapt to Brazil, especially somehow if you're Portuguese.
No. I'm saying he's not Brazilian in the sense that he's not a up-and-coming Brazilian coach who needs to go test himself abroad. He was already abroad.
And he knows. I think they've talked about this too. It seems like he wants to leave Palmeiras for a big national team job like Portugal or Brazil. That seems to be what he's eyeing.
Right. I don't think they're going to give it to him in Portugal with that resume, though. Didn't they just get Roberto Martinez?
Yeah, they're not going to get him now unless he flops and gets fired.
Yeah.
I also don't think Abel would be a good mix with Cristiano Ronaldo. He would probably want to kick out Ronaldo, and that's probably not the case.
Or you could just wait for the Euros, and then it's over for Ronaldo after it should be over for Ronaldo after the Euros.
Yeah, I think the best thing for Abel Ferreira would be to try to, let's say the Ancelotti deal falls through, take over the Brazilian national team. And if he does well with Brazil, he will have a market in Europe for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But he has to
Like,
win them something.
yeah, Copa America, or at least like bring, if he gets Brazil back to like a World Cup final, something like that, because you can lose the final. But if he
Sure.
does that, it's already like he brought it back, and because Brazil gives you a lot of exposure too. So if he does
Yes.
something like that, he'll be fine.
Or hear me out. We might be saying the exact same thing right now.
The Club World Cup.
Oh, yeah, that too. But I was going to say, or we fire Greg Berhalter after a terrible Copa America, and we decide to hire Abel Ferreira. And
We can't afford him.
we can. With that Copa America money, we can.
He makes, I think it's 2.5 million reais per month. That's 500K per month. So he makes like 6 million,
6 million a year.
6 to 7. I'm sorry.
The problem is if you can pay 6 to 7, there's better coaches out there.
Well, also 6 to 7. He's gonna want more than what he makes for Palmeiras.
Right.
He's gonna want more because, like,
You have to leave Brazil
and leave his family. Like, he's already there, so he would probably want to pay more. So no, I don't think so. I think for him the best bet is that to just take over the Brazilian national team and do something with it. That would probably be the best. People are saying. I also think so. I was talking to Dustin about Messi and Scaloni because you talked about how the Copa America is probably Messi's last tournament, and they don't have these new players coming up. And did you notice that Scaloni wants to resign? And this is what's weird about it. And me and Dustin were talking about this today because it's fascinating because he won the Copa America, won the World Cup, and leads World Cup qualifying. Why does he want to leave? He has a contract till 2026. Well, we were thinking, and we were talking about it, probably what?
Probably the Federation.
Could be the Federation, but it could also be that he's like knows Messi will be done after the Messi might have told him already, and he knows that transition to 2026 post Messi is going to be turbulent. The results won't come. The World Cup, they could like have a very rough. He knows the players. He knows all of that, and he might just want to like, you know what? I've accomplished it. I want to bounce. Give it to someone else that wants to deal with this.
It's that transition is going to be very rough on Argentina. Very rough.
It will. I think if you
I don't think they're winning Copa America.
I don't think they will. And if you remove Messi from that team, they're going to have a very rough time.
Yeah.
It's not just the drop of losing a player like Messi. You got to also remember, it's been all these years, they've grown accustomed to playing for Messi. Like the
whole Messi. Yeah,
through Messi. The whole idea has been
they're built around him.
Built around Messi. And then all of a sudden you take him out. It's like, okay, guys, someone else has to do something here now. There's no more Messi. Also, the pressure's all on Messi. He's the one they come after when they lose. It's like, you suck, man. Like, that's going to be...
Now, who's it going to go on? DePaul? He's going to be like, what? I'll stop you.
Yeah. So...
No, it's going to go to Lautaro is what's going to happen. And we've already seen Lautaro under pressure.
He crumbles.
He folded.
Yeah. It's not the same. That's the whole thing with... Why is Bedoya there?
I think he retired. Didn't he retire? About time. Bedoya's like 37.
They should retire Brad Guzan right now.
Dude, apparently Atlanta are going to give him another year.
Honestly, since they've kept him this far, just keep him till he's like 60 and just like break a record or something.
Just have him sit in a wheelchair in goal. It's absurd to me. Like, Atlanta is a big club in MLS, and they want to be a big club.
You can't put him on a wheelchair on goal, bald the way he is. People are going to think he's like Professor Xavier or something.
Dude, he's going to be 40 years old this coming season.
Coming from a torn Achilles.
And he's been shit for like 5 years now. He's not been good for Atlanta. He's not. And they're still renewing him. That's the thing. There's no consequences. Matt Turner, you have one mistake, okay? One mistake against Liverpool, and it costs you your starting job. You're Brad Guzan. You can be shit for 5 years and still keep getting contract renewals.
Dude, you know who they're showing on TV right now? You know that the blonde chick on TV, Kaylin Kyle or
I
something?
remember her. Wasn't she the
Remember?
one who's like, I had one meeting with this guy and got the
Yes.
job?
No. It was worse. Like she had to delete it. She put a tweet when she was like, I think it's when she was leaving Inter Miami, and then she got obviously the MLS job. But it was something like they had closed the position already. But then she reached out to the guy, had one meeting with him, and got the job. I was like, oh, look.
I don't know if you should be advertising that.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Look, I'm not gonna judge you, but I wouldn't.
Well,
I'm
also,
just gonna,
she's really cringe. Did you see the jokes she made to Don Garber before the game? Somebody, I don't, you know how when corporate America tries to joke, it's always so cringe because they can't make actual jokes, so they make these corny. They're saying something about being on the right side of the table, and and then Don's like, "Oh, it's okay, I'm protected over here," and she's like, "Don't worry, Don, I got you. I want to keep my job."
what about this, Pete? Is this cringe?
Oh God! Oh, stop this, please. Look
This
at the
is
two
the
guys
old-
on the side. That's my favorite part.
No, my favorite is the guy on the right. The guy on the right.
The guy on the right is hilarious. That's Frankie Heduk on the left, our left. But the guy on the right looks like some corporate stooge, and he's like, "Nah, let's go." Like one brick.
No. It's like we need to bring Shane back. Shane has to be brought back. Got to Shane.
Yeah, that is, I can't. I saw that when they started it like 2 years ago, and I think my balls went back up into my body seeing that. I was like,
that's not good. But Jeff is saying, I got excited when y'all were talking about FIFA balls. I'm sure you did. That might have been why people blocked you, Jeff. They blocked you that one. They're like, this is not a good chat to have Jeff here, so they blocked him.
Yeah, they saw us talking about the FIFA balls, and they were like, it's a preemptory strike on Jeff.
They're like, yeah, this might not be the best stream to have Jeff around, so let's block him.
Preemptory strike.
Zachary Johnson saying, Columbus Crew winning the Club World Cup. I can assure you they're not. They're not even in it. They're not even in it.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? No, they're not.
No, they're not. So far from CONCACAF, it's the Sounders and Club Leon. They're going to put Inter Miami.
Champions League to get in it, don't you?
They're going to put Inter Miami somehow.
Yeah, they'll find a way. They'll be like, and for the special, what do they call that pick where you can get like drawn and go in the playoffs in like football or baseball or one of them things?
No, they're just gonna make something up. It's like, yeah, and we have also this criteria that we're gonna use of team that sold the most jerseys within the this 2-year time frame, and it's like Inter Miami sold the most, so we're gonna get them there because they sold the most.
Sold the most jerseys. Soccer jerseys in the general Miami area.
Highest ticket prices in North America.
Most expensive ticket prices in North America, who also happen to wear pink jerseys. Wild card, that's what it was called. Wild card. They had the wild card pick where you can get in on like literally getting picked out of a hat. Mm-hmm. And all the names are just Inter Miami. So Don Garber's like, I don't know who it is. Oh, look, it's Inter Miami, the wild card pick.
It's like when he's going to go do the draw, there's like 10 balls right there. All of them have Inter Miami, no matter what he picks.
You know what I really want? I want some like big name superstar like Neymar to do something so random and pick like the Vancouver Whitecaps or something. Like, Don, I want to come to MLS, but it has to be the Vancouver Whitecaps. And Don's like, wait, Vancouver? All right, let me explain something to you about Vancouver. You don't want to live there. No, it's very nice. I like it. I just want to. So all of a sudden they have to start hyping up the Vancouver Whitecaps, and they're like, Vancouver Whitecaps, a storied club, a storied tradition, one of the original 10, an attendance of over 14 in every single game since 2007. They lured Neymar to Northwest Canada.
Maybe Neymar wants to go there because they allow him to play like only 10 games a season. He's like, can I just play 10 games? And they're like, yes. He's like,
they discovered Neymar.
And he signs it. They have the best scouts in the world. They discovered Neymar when he was 23.
Yeah. After winning the Champions League with Barcelona, they discovered him.
And playing a World Cup for Brazil, they're like, oh, there's this guy in Brazil. He's killing it, man.
Not many scouts know about him.
No, this is a good one. Neymar would like Colorado. No, he wouldn't.
He would hate it.
No,
he would be like, there's no party here. what do you guys do for fun? They're like, Neymar, we hike. He'd be like, fuck no.
No, Neymar has to be LA or Miami or Vegas if they get a.
Yeah,
A
LA,
fan.
Miami, or Vegas is the only places Neymar would go.
Jeff is asking, what's the average attendance in the Saudi league? Like 12,000? I think it's lower, dude.
Very low. Some of them don't even have fans.
Yeah, I think what happens in the Saudi league is like the games with Ronaldo, Neymar, Benzema, those ones they'll pack the stadium. But I heard like games outside of that were getting like 100 people.
Yeah. That's why I don't think the Saudi league is anything, just because they got these guys.
No, it's pretty much a league with like 4 teams that have some elite and world-class players, and then whatever other amount of teams that are probably semi-pro teams.
And they're surrounded by scrubs, yeah.
Yes. Zachary Johnson saying, should the MLS bring back the halftime show? No.
I mean, the only way a halftime show makes sense is if you bring a global superstar, okay? You can't bring some B-lister, you know. The halftime show has to be like Shakira or, you know, at this point, probably like a Dua Lipa, maybe. I could see Dua Lipa being a good, but if it's not one of them, then what are you doing, you know?
Or me.
Yeah. Can you imagine? They give you and me the halftime show. What would our talent be? Because I don't know about you, but I can't sing.
Not sing, but they can just have us read Spicy Jeff's
read Spicy Jeff's
super chats. His super chats are good, dude, so it would be successful.
And no, you read Spicy Jeff's super chats and I do impressions. That's what we do.
There you go. Acosta. Dude, Columbus almost scored another goal. Like, no. I'll put it this way. The thing is, anything can happen here, but LAFC needs to catch a goal by minute 70 to catch some momentum here.
Yeah.
Some momentum.
What I want is a late goal by LAFC, like the 81st minute, and then Columbus folds and they get a goal in the like 93rd, and then we go to penalties. I want penalties again.
Someone said on Twitter, USMNT needs to hire Wilfried Nancy ASAP. I say, yes, that would get Berhalter fired. Count me in.
Anybody at this point would be better than Berhalter, guys. Like, I genuinely think even Bruce Arena might be better than Berhalter at this point.
Yeah, but he'd probably get like us into trouble.
Oh, of course he would. He'd say that all the dual nationals are not really American. He'd send them home. He'd be like, I don't think they're really American. He'd try to call up Landon Donovan again.
That guy from you talk about the 2002 World Cup. He needs those guys. Berhalter, call it Berhalter.
Also, they never told us what he actually said in New England.
No, I'd rather not speculate to not get canceled here.
What if he said something super mild, like I don't like tea? What if he was just like, tea is cold?
No, he was just like, I think we should implement promotion relegation.
Oh, Cucho, what was that? What was that? Did you see Cucho's? Oh, he looked like a dying cockroach.
Ooh, that save on the line.
Oh, dude, watch this from Cucho. Oh, I don't know if they're going to show it again. He like got bumped over. Wait, maybe he's actually injured.
No, he's rolling too much. Usually when you roll a lot, it's not an actual injury.
No. And then he's saying, don't bring them on the field. Look, Vela fouled him, but he rolled like 9 times as soon as Vela touched him.
Okay, I'm seeing the replay now.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, no. Oh, it's like he's having like
look at this. Look at this. Look at the legs flying in the air. And then look at him. Look.
What Cucho just did is embarrassing.
That is fucking embarrassing, dude.
That Cucho flop was embarrassing.
That was so embarrassing. He definitely touched him. But did you see his legs flopped up into the air like a dying fish?
Yes. I kind of wish I recorded that.
That was that would make for some great memes or some great GIFs.
I'm trying to see if someone has the video online because this was embarrassing.
That was wow.
MLS would probably censor. Can I? I don't know if I can. Oh, I can bring it back here.
Yeah, you can bring it back to watch it. Just remember, it was in the 48th minute. If you want to go clip it later from.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this now. 48th minute. Okay, I got it. I got this. I hope he's okay, dude. Is he gonna recover from this?
I know. I know. It was like he was asking for a priest to come on and administer the last rites. Chiellini to Palacios. Come on, LA.
I hope Cucho can recover from this, man. It was a rough one. And he's back, right? He's fine.
Yeah, he's running around, no problem, despite coming close to death.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like almost died right there. That was scary.
Dude, what has LAFC really created in this game? Pretty much nothing.
Dude, it's so ridiculous. Like, it's such a bad flop.
It wasn't even believable at any level. Like the way he shot his legs out like in the air.
This was like Neymar 2018 level.
I think this might be better than Neymar.
Yeah.
I mean, even Neymar at least had the he rolled a lot, but at least he had he didn't shoot his legs out from under him in the air like a dying fish.
That was pretty bad.
Oh, look, now he got pushed off by Palacios. By Murillo. Way more contact. Pushed him to the ground and just a normal fall.
Oh, boy. And then Thiago Martins saying, how many people you think there are in the crowd? Well, the game is sold out.
Yeah.
Whatever
it's MLS Cup. Can you imagine not selling out MLS Cup? How embarrassing that would be. Especially in a stadium of 20,000.
Yeah, they'll sell. They always sell out. Well, also Columbus, they pretty much sell out their games during the season anyway.
Columbus fans show up, which is why it was very strange. Remember when they tried to move them to Austin?
Yeah. Well, they'll save the crew.
The whole save the crew. I'll hand it to the crew fans. They really they stood up when it mattered and saved themselves. Because Don Garber was ready to move them with that fatty in Austin.
Yeah, I don't know why they were trying to get rid of that. That would have been such a stupid decision.
Yeah. And then Michael Bradley got up on it. He was the one saying that we should move Columbus.
Watch MLS copyright strike me on Twitter for sharing that flop. They're like, no, you can't show this from MLS. It's like a shitty recording from it. But Jeff saying across the entirety of the Saudi Pro League, the average attendance is 8,700 per game. That's not bad. The thing is, they're probably putting like 40, 50,000 with Ronaldo, and there's games they're probably putting.
That's pretty bad if you want to be a serious league.
It would have been, yeah, it's pretty bad if you're trying to grow it that much, especially because you have a player like Ronaldo that is packing 40, 50, 60,000 people. It means the other games are probably horrendous.
Yeah. At least MLS, the worst. Who's the least attended team? Probably the Fire. Probably the Fire. And even that is about 10 to 12,000.
The Fire, are they the worst?
I think they were this last year for sure.
Let me check here.
MLS attendance. I'll look it up. 2023. All right. So MLS attendance 2023, the last place team. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Houston Dynamo were the worst team with 15. How did Chicago? Chicago had 18? Huh.
That Messi game bumped it up.
That Messi, that's true because they sold out Soldier Field.
Mm-hmm. That one Messi game just bumped up the average.
Yeah, but
and he didn't play.
Didn't he play in Houston also?
Yeah, but Houston only fits like 25, so it doesn't bump it up. Doesn't bump it up enough. Soldier. Okay. Oh, he got blocked.
Oh, Vela. That was very good by Patrick.
It wasn't Vela.
Wasn't that Vela?
No. The other winger, Gonzalez, whatever.
They're running out of time here. Oh, he's offside anyway. That was good goalkeeping by Schulte, though, to come out and dive at his feet and grab the ball. Oh, it was Buanga. Wasn't that Buanga, 99? Oh, no, he 25. Played in, what's his name?
25. It's Gonzalez, whatever.
Yeah, good keeping by Dorsey, but he was offside anyways. We should read S27's comment about Griffin Dorsey.
Let me see. Hold on. S27. Why doesn't anybody like Griffin Dorsey, Pete?
Dude, the amount of Houston fans that I pissed off by daring to suggest that he's not a good player. Oh, it was glorious. It was truly, truly glorious. They got so angry at me. I went on another rant on YouTube about it because I was like, I was not going to stand for this nonsense.
Yeah, I have nothing. What's the name of that character from the Bambi movie?
Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi. There's a character,
Ringo or something.
the bunny. I think he says,
Thumper.
if you have, yeah, Thumper, the Thumper rule. So if you have nothing good to say, then just don't say anything at all.
If you
I have
can't
nothing.
say something nice.
I have nothing nice to say about Griffin Dorsey, so I'm just gonna say nothing at all.
That's unusual coming from you, Tack. Usually, when you have something not nice to say, you say it.
I know, but I'm just gonna save Griffin Dorsey from this one.
I will take up the Griffin Dorsey torch because I love pissing off Houston fans.
I spent too much time in Houston that I kind of don't want to piss them off.
You have to go back.
Well, Mariana is here now, so I don't go to Houston anymore. But at the same time, I gained some attachment to that city. So I'm just gonna.
Interesting how that works, huh?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be nice to them. But no, if Greg Berhalter calls him up to the national team, then it's over. Then I'm coming out.
I would rather have Brooks Lennon than Griffin Dorsey.
Rather have neither of them.
Or Shaq Moore. Or DeAndre Yedlin.
Carlos Vela. Ooh. How are my picks doing? So that's the first save for Patrick Schultz, isn't it?
Schultz, yeah.
So Nagby has 5 interceptions, so I've won that one. Sanchez created 1 chance, so I got that one. Cucho Hernandez has 3 shot attempts, so I can only allow him to have 2 more. I need Patrick Schultz to make more saves. I think he will, right? Because the thing is, LAFC is going to have to start getting some shots here. Think I'm going to win this one, Pete?
Let me see your picks.
I'll put it up in a second. Let me just see here. Saves. He has 1 save, Patrick Schultz. So let me I'm going to put my picks here for Underdog. These are the picks. So Darlington Nagby, he needed 1 interception. He got 5. So I'm good. Patrick Schultz, he needs higher than 3 saves. So 4. He has 2.
I think LAFC are going to attack a lot over the next half an hour. So I think it's possible he could get 3 saves.
Sanchez needed to create 1 chance, and he already created. Cucho Hernandez, he needs to have less than 6 shots attempt. He has 3 already.
That's fine. I don't think he's going to attempt 3 more in half an hour.
Yeah, they're also probably not going to attack as much soon. So
yeah. I will say, with Patrick Schultz, it has to be higher than 3 saves, doesn't it? So he has to make 4.
But if it's 3, I think I don't win it. It's a neutral, right? 3, I don't win it.
So to not lose money.
Wait.
No, I think you have to get higher, dude.
I have to get higher. I need 4, so I need 2 more.
Saves.
Possible.
How many does he have now? 2?
2.
Yeah, 2 more is doable. It's only the 58th minute.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to reach a point where LAFC is just going to have to apply pressure here.
Yeah, they're going to attack for sure. They'll bring on another attacker because they don't have freaking Berhalter on their team.
And Tiago's saying, what's your favorite team, MLS team, Filippo and Tag? Well, if Filippo and Pete, mine is Orlando City. My attachment to Orlando City is not as big as Palmeiras or the U.S. men's national team or Brazil, but it's the team I want to win. It's the ones I can attend games with some consistency. I worked for them, and I've been following them ever since they became a franchise here in Orlando with Kaká. So Orlando City for me. Pete?
Yeah, for me, it's the Chicago Fire. Mostly because, I spent 3 years going to every home game and we were shit. And I sort of created a trauma bond with the other fellow Fire fans. I love the city of Chicago. I lived there for 3 years and I desperately want Chicago to be good. However, and also they have Brian Gutierrez and Chris Brady, so I get to watch some young Americans. However, every year they find ways to be even shittier than they were the year before. After 4 years of not making the playoffs, we not only rehired George Heights, the technical director, gave him a whole new contract, but we did 2 other amazing things. We signed, because we needed a forward, we signed world-class forward Tom Barlow, who has 3 goals in 34 appearances for the Red Bulls this season. That's who we got. And we kept geriatric Greek coach Frank Klopas, who has never been good for the Fire, but was an interim coach because nobody else wants the job. Gets the interim coach job, and then we're like, well, he did a pretty good job. He didn't finish last. Let's eat some deep dish and talk to Frank about sticking around.
Oh, you made me hungry right now. I kind of want a deep dish pizza.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so sad being a Fire fan. They've pushed away so many soccer fans in Chicago. And now they're playing. What's crazy is they're playing in a good stadium now. They're in Soldier Field, downtown, overlooking the lake. It's accessible by public transport. The third largest city in America with a huge soccer population, especially a lot of Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, Colombian. Like, it could be such a great soccer city for the Fire, but they insist. It's like they try. Like, you have to try to be this bad. Incompetence doesn't cut it. You have to actively try to be shit.
Yeah, Orlando, I can't complain as much. I just think Orlando accepts like achieving like minimal accomplishments. Orlando has been making the playoffs consistently and they won the Open Cup, so I can't complain too much. But Orlando's just like kind of content with, like, for example, this season they finished second in the East, lost in the semifinals of the conference, and they're all like, yeah, good season. It's like, no, like, make it to a final, win a trophy.
Yeah.
But they're just like, no, we had a good season. It's like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but you get the point. Julian Viva is saying Reed Baker Whitting is better than Griffin Dorsey. I hope he's part of Camp Cupcake. That's the Sounders guy, right? I think Pete froze. Are you there, Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reed Baker's from the Sounders, isn't he?
Yeah. He's on there, so he's got potential.
Yeah, I mean, Camp Cupcake, I've heard, I'm not going to say the name because I'm not allowed to right now. Sorry, guys. But I heard there's actually a very important duo national prospect that'll be there. Actually important, not hyping. Actually important one. You guys will know soon. Probably not through me. Probably when
I think I know who it is.
Yeah. So that's what I heard. I heard he had conversations with the coaching staff of the U.S. men's national team, and it was positive. It's not Coleocho, by the way, just to make that clear.
No, he's injured, so it's not him.
It's not Coleocho.
It's not Amir Richardson, guys.
It's not Coleocho and Amir Richardson, but you guys, when it comes out, you guys will know. But
and it's not that guy who's never played a professional game.
No, the English
trying to hype up from Valencia.
No, 21-year-old in Valencia is like U23. Like, no.
Guys, it's not. It's when I saw that news, I was like, stop. This guy's 21 years old. He's never played a professional game in his career. He's not USMNT ready.
No, guys. Also, it's not Nico Paz. Nico Paz is not American.
No. Also, okay, can we just say something about these accounts that try to hype up 15-year-old players on Real Madrid who might be eligible because they're great grandfather?
Paz is not. Paz is like 18, 19 though. He's much older. He's even with the professional team pretty much, but he's just not American. That's the problem.
No, he's not. But I'm talking about certain accounts on Twitter that try to hype up 12-year-olds or 13-year-olds.
It's a bit weird. It's a
little bit strange, and they need to stop. Honestly, as a 12-year-old, you're not. There's no correlation between being good at 12 and being good at 21. Like, you're a boy. You're playing soccer. You're a child.
Yeah, I think if the player's like a U15 prospect that's like close to becoming a professional already, playing with the U20s, those are players you can start talking about. Once you go like 13-year-olds, none of them are really close to being professional. They shouldn't even be professional anywhere near that. 15 is a little bit already too young to be a professional player. It should be like 16 and over for a player to go professional. And I think for most places that's the case, but we've seen like Lamine Yamal also go 15. Kendrick Paez at age 15. Endrick was already something like that. But usually it's like players over 16 is where you're gonna like start scouting. But yes, the talking about like U12 players, like 13, or like people talk about Cavan Sullivan all the time. I try not to respond very much. It is impressive. He does seem to be a very talented player for his age, but too young to talk about the player. Wait for him to turn like 16.
When he starts playing for the under 17 level, right? Like the U17 national.
I think he's played for that, but national team, yes,
national team. I'm saying. Then I'll start to like, or if he's playing an MLS Next Pro, like if he's at that level, I'll start paying attention if he's really impressive. But until then, nah. They're children. Let them be children. Somebody's asking about Berchimus in the chat. Here's the thing about Berchimus, guys. He seems like a good player. I'm a little skeptical of players who tend to be quite physically developed for their age, because sometimes it's like, well, are they succeeding at a youth age group because they're just further along in their physical development? You don't always know. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they have genuine talent, but he does seem very physically developed for a 15-year-old. So I try to put less stock in those types of players and just sort of wait and see how he does at a professional level.
Dude, what's funny is someone brought up, I'm going to show you a tweet. So I put a long time ago a tweet. Oh, no, free kick for Con. So I put a tweet, Tim Tillman was having an average season in the second Bundesliga for a mid-table team, which is true. He's now one of the best players in the best team in MLS. And then someone was like, this tweet is funny, like right now. The dude is literally in the final, starting for LAFC. He is one of the best players in the league. Like, not the best, but he's among the best players in the league. He's literally starting for the reigning champions and finalists.
Yeah.
He is one of the best in the league. My point was proven.
Here's my question. How do you compare MLS versus the two Bundesliga?
I think the best way to put it is the best players in MLS are most certainly better. Some of the forwards, like you talk about that, but there's definitely less pressure, less at stake, and the
lack of balance in the roster. No,
the rosters in MLS are far too unbalanced. I mean, Leon Flack was there too, and he did fine when he was playing for the Philadelphia Union last season. I think we lost Pete. Albert is saying Mo Salah to the USMNT will be there. Sorry, Pete, can you hear me? Pete?
Yeah,
Pete?
I can hear you. Sorry, I got
Okay, now you're back. Pete, Albert is saying Mo Salah to the U.S. men's national team. We'll be there.
Hey, if we ever produce a Mo Salah, man, that'll be the day.
Pete, this one's probably for you.
Oh, no. See, maybe Spicy, Jeff, maybe this is why somebody blocked you on the chat. Maybe. This is a soccer stream.
Yeah, so Jeff's saying, tag Pete, what are some of your kinks? You guys can answer that on the chat. Thank you, Jeff. I think I'm starting to think Jeff being banned that day of the balls
might have been a good thing. That was God looking after you there. The God that doesn't exist, according to Megan Rapinoe.
Yes. Yeah. 11 wanks. I knew someone would bring that up.
Of course. Of course. You coined that phrase way back before we started working together, remember? Remember when Isaiah was trying to make it between us? Yeah. So I don't know if anybody was there for this era, but when Tack and I first started, we were both just separate channels.
Oh, we lost Pete again. In the middle of his story. This is such a disgrace. We're about to hit minute 69, by the way.
And he would go from his. All right, am I back?
Wait, restart. We didn't get any of the story because
some of you guys might remember this way before Tack and I were even working together. This was like middle of 2020, mid 2020, I'd say. Actually, it was MLS Cup 2020. The last time the crew played in MLS Cup and beat Seattle 3-0. I remember this. Both Tack and I were doing MLS Cup live watch. It was actually an appropriate story because we're back where we started. And this kid named Isaiah was, I think, a fan of both of our channels. And he was coming to each channel and putting a super chat saying, oh, Pete said this about you, Tack. And then he would come to my channel and say like, oh, Tack, Pete said this about you. And then come to Pete, Tack said this about you. Trying to start beef between us. And then I went and watched Tack's video later. He never said anything. The only thing he said was 11 wanks, which I thought was funny. And then we decided to collaborate.
Yeah, Isaiah disappeared. Oh, minute 69. Nice.
Nice.
We hit it. We made it. Pete, take over the chat for 1 second. I need to go to the bathroom. I've been drinking way too much body armor.
Did you
and
go to the bathroom? It wasn't Spicy Jeff's tweet that sent you running.
yeah, very weird timing for myself. But no, I literally need to take a piss. And this
Spicy
is how
Jeff and
unprofessional.
Spicy
This
Chat's
is,
like, my kinks. I need to go to the bathroom. 1 second.
Could you imagine if like on Apple TV, like this is how unprofessional this is? It's like, can you just take over? I gotta go take a piss, man. Taylor Twellman just says that.
He would never in a million years. Never in a million years. All right, let's see what we got here. Tack is literally going to drop a turd in the background. Let's see. Wank Report is the channel I hate. Oh, are you talking about Sam? Why do you hate Sam, Chris? Jeff Carey, great. Oh, no, I knew Jeff would be back. Jeff got tactical stroke tripping. Jesus Christ, you guys. This is getting wild here. Getting wild. Spicy Jeff sparking some stuff. LAFC, we still need some saves for Patrick Schulte for Tack to get his money. Oh, nobody made that run across the face of goal. That's a certain goal if anybody makes that run. That was really good work by Bouanga. All somebody had to do was make that run, and nobody did. Oh, my God. Look at this, Tack. You missed it. Look at this. No one makes the run.
Oh, you need a center forward.
All Vela had to do was stick his foot out.
That beer belly, man.
Oh, Vela. All you had to do was move that foot about a foot forward. Oh, my God.
That would have been the goal.
That would have changed the game. Oh, okay. Chris Johnson was saying he hates Wank Report, so I was asking him, why do you hate Wank Report? We were with Sam. He's a cool guy. We were with Sam in Austin.
It seems like he quit though.
I think he stopped. Yeah, I don't think he's on YouTube anymore. When we talked to him, it didn't seem like he was on YouTube.
No, he makes like a video every 6 months now.
Yeah. I mean, we both met Sam. He's a very nice guy. We don't have anything against him.
Let me see how my picks are doing here. I don't know why, but Underdog still has Patrick Schulte with no saves. But if you go to like FootMob, they have 2 saves. Maybe they're not updated yet, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm gonna have to complain. Okay.
We still need some saves from Patrick Schulte here. Yeah, we know that Sam he likes Ferreira and Greg. It's fine to disagree with him. I disagree with Sam about almost everything he says. But as a person, I think he's a great guy. It's like Max Bredos, guys. I know we said this before, but he could not have been, and we disagree with Max on a lot of things.
Almost everything.
As a dude to hang out with, he could not have been better, honestly.
Yes.
He was extremely entertaining, very warm, very generous, very helpful, hilarious. He has a great sense of humor and just fun to hang out with. Honestly, Max Bredos, 10 out of 10 would hang out with him again.
Yes. But no,
there's your save for Schulte.
Uh-huh.
That's save 3.
That's
you need
number
one more.
3. I need one more. Oh, go! Bouanga. Go. They're back.
How far back am I? Oh, when my internet went out, I got pushed back.
They have time. There's more than 15 minutes plus added time.
Oh, shit. And you got your save for Schulte because Schulte saved it first, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. That might have been another save. You're right.
You might be good.
It says on FootMob 3 saves. Let me see the update. It might have been a cross. I don't know.
I thought he saved it, and then Bouanga tapped in the rebound. Uh-oh, Schulte's injured.
But they're back in the game.
Oh, yeah. They have 17 minutes to score now. Let me see this again. So Yeboah gives the ball away, or is it Nagby? Oh, no, it was Rossi who gave it away.
Oh, yeah, that was another save.
She saves the first one, and then Bouanga taps. So that should be the 4th save.
Yeah, the thing is, the Underdog Fantasy app here is not, I think it's not updated yet, but technically I already got the interception with Nagby. I got the chance created with Sanchez. I got the saves with Schulte. I just need Cucho to be below 6 shots. Let me see how Cucho is right now. He has 4 shots right now.
I think you'll be fine because it's going to be mostly the crew defending. The only thing is if it
Yeah.
goes to extra time, then you might be in trouble.
Do they count extra time?
I
I
don't
think
know.
they don't. I think they did it in the World Cup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because then it inflates other things. If I pick on players like scoring goals and you get an extra 30 minutes.
Dude, Buanga has 38 goals this season? No, that's not possible. Or 38 total, guys, total.
Goal contributions, right?
No, he has 38 goals but in 2 years, in
Oh, okay.
22 and 23, not this season. Let me see how many he has this season.
He did score a lot this season, though.
He's a 20. Yeah, he did. He's a 29-year-old French dude, so I don't think there's like a ton of potential there. But dude is crushing it for LAFC.
I wonder how
he made a really good save.
I wonder if Zachary Johnson is a bit scared now. Oh, Patrick Schulte is out.
That's what I'm saying.
I hope they count the 4 saves now.
Yeah, otherwise,
because he's not playing probably. No, I think he should be all right, guy. Oh, there's a goalkeeper warming up. You think Zachary Johnson is pooping his pants yet?
probably Schulte's been one of their best players this year.
Who?
Patrick Schulte.
Oh yeah,
he's Olympic eligible, by the way.
Is this Schulte or Schult?
I'm not sure. I've heard both. Any Columbus fans in the chat? You probably know.
I hope Esmir Bajrakterevic is the dual national. He was already in a camp before, this guy. But Julian, no, it's not him. Thiago Martins saying, does the United States have any famous commentator like Galvão Bueno? Not really. Not someone with the charisma of Galvão or the fame as Galvão has in Brazil. I wouldn't say so. I don't think there's not. Oh, wait. You mean United States in general? Or you mean U.S. soccer? Because
US soccer commentators are awful, all of them.
Yeah. They're saying Andres Cantor, but he's Spanish.
He's not really American. Yeah.
Yeah. But what about, like, does football or the NBA have any iconic? They definitely do, right? They definitely do.
I'm sure they do. I just don't watch those sports. Oh, Schulte's going to stay.
Okay, good. Now I just need Cucho to not shoot anymore.
Wait, they're saying Andres Cantor is American? Are you sure?
Nick Cantor is American.
Nick Cantor is American. Well, let me look this up.
He's from Argentina, Andres Cantor.
He might have gotten American citizenship. That's
he's
fair.
From Argentina. He was born in Argentina.
Yeah, he has American citizenship, though. So he is technically American.
Yeah, but his son is the one that is, like, legitimately like talk like a USMNT fan. Andres Cantor follows the national, but he's clearly, you saw in the World Cup, the dude was like crying on, like, when Argentina.
Yeah, he's a very emotional dude.
They're saying John Madden. Yeah, Madden's the name of the video game. The football video game. I told Zachary that they were not going to hold a clean sheet. I hope LAFC. The thing is, I don't want to see. Oh no, Cucho, don't shoot it. Oh, he shot it again. That means I can only have one more. If Cucho Hernandez gets one more shot, it's over for me. Man, Pete's internet is gone. So I picked for Cucho to get less than Pete. Cucho got another shot, so now I can only have him. He can't get any more. Okay, corner kick for the Columbus Crew. We got 12 minutes left in this game, plus added time. Columbus 2, LA 1. Jeff is saying, can you give a quick Yanks in Europe injury report? Who's injury, Jeff? From the top of my head, Jeff, Tim Weah, he's injured, but he'll be back next weekend. That's one. Wait, hold on. Let me switch Pete here. New Pete. Got a new Pete here.
I got off the internet and I went on my phone.
Help me with this one. Jeff's saying, can you give a quick Yanks in Europe injury report? Tim Weah is injured. He's back next weekend. Sargent is injured. He's back this month. They said later on. Who am I missing?
Zach Steffen's still injured, technically.
But he's not. He's coming back to MLS.
Yeah, he's coming back to MLS.
I think everyone else is healthy.
Isn't Sam Vines injured? I mean, he's not USMNT, but
Yeah.
it's like USMNT legit. It's really just those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Palmer Brown also has a broken foot.
Honestly, we're really not doing that bad injury. I mean, Tyler, obviously. Tyler
Adams, and he'll be back in like March. That's what they said.
Yeah, we'll see with Tyler.
Oh, Koleosho got injured, his knee, and he'll be out for a few months.
So Koleosho, Tyler, Weah, and who's the last one?
It's Sargent. He'll be back this month.
Other than that, we're actually doing okay.
Yeah, Pulisic has been healthy.
Yeah. 8 goal contributions. I think he's going to hit 20. If he stays healthy, I think he'll hit 20.
Sargent or Pulisic?
Pulisic. Sargent.
Sargent was on track for that.
He would have. Yeah, if he'd stayed healthy, I think he was on track to hit 20.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here.
LAFC has 10 minutes.
Dennis Bouanga needs to cut off that perm. Huh? What perm?
Yeah, what perm?
What is he talking about? I honestly have no idea what he's talking about. What I don't get here is Underdog is updating everyone's stats, but they still have Patrick Schultz as 0 saves, which is not accurate.
That might come later. What does FotMob say?
FotMob has 4 saves.
Yeah.
Which is what I needed.
Wait a minute. Did Acosta get pulled? No. Yeah, Acosta got pulled. Acosta and Tillman, the only Americans in the game. No, they have Hollingshead, I guess. And Schulte.
Nagby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on LAFC, but.
LAFC, yeah. Nagby, Aiden Morris, Patrick Schultz. He's American. They're saying it's his hairstyle. What's wrong with his hairstyle?
His hair is not a perm. Isn't he bald? How is his hair a perm?
Bouanga's not bald.
Or at least like buzzed. Isn't he buzzed?
It's a normal haircut.
Seems very short to me.
LAFC just stopped attacking ever since they scored. But here they come. Cleared. 82 minutes. They had 8 minutes. Yeah, at this point, I'd rather just Columbus win it so I can go to the gym.
Yeah, I have to go Christmas tree shopping after this.
Are you going to get a real tree or a fake one?
No, fake one, because then you can use it again every year. Real one, you got to fucking go out every year and get a new one.
It's also a lot of work.
Yeah, and then the pine needles all over the place. Taco's going to want to piss on it.
Yeah, the thing with the fake ones, too, is you can just put it back in the box.
Yeah, you put it back in the box, then you bring it out next year and save money. And nobody cares, honestly. Like, no one's like, oh, you got a real tree. You really understand the spirit of Christmas.
Santa might even actually come here tonight.
Santa might give you extra presents.
We don't know how old the people, like some of the people are that watch the stream, so we got to pretend that Santa's real, right?
It's true. Kids, don't you worry. You be good this year. And Santa will give you presents. And by being good, I mean be like Griffin Dorsey. He's a good kid. Santa loves Griffin. Griffin gets presents every year. New soccer socks. A lifetime supply of orange slices.
I think Santa called up Griffin Dorsey for the North Pole national team.
Yes. He plays with Rudolph as the starting forward.
Okay, this might be a very stupid question right now, but how does it work in terms of sovereignty for the North Pole?
I don't think anybody owns it. I think it's like internationally, like
so I can just show up there.
I think there's probably rules. I don't think you can just show up. Like if you get in a rowboat in, let's say, Newfoundland and start rowing towards the North Pole, I guess it's not the North Pole. It's what's it? Because I know Antarctica is a continent, but what do they call the north stretch of ice? What's that called?
I don't know. Like Antarctica is like south, right?
Right. So... Is it the Arctic?
Oh, no. Dude, guess who's coming in? Julian Gressel.
Oh, USMNT legend Julian Gressel. He's not even a starter in MLS anymore. What are we doing?
Yes, Cucho's out, dude. Cucho's out, so I got it. He won't get 6 shots. I won.
Emmerich Wilfried says part of it is Canada and the other is Denmark. Are we sure about that? The Arctic Circle. Thank you, Raul. I should have been paying attention in school. But who owns it? Like, who runs it? Like, who do we have to... If Tack and I want to do a stream from the North Pole, that would be an amazing stream, actually. We play soccer on an iceberg, 1v1.
Pete,
and we live stream it. We live stream it.
I made $200.
Good job. 200. Nice.
200. Because I put $20 and I picked Cucho to have less than 6 shots. He had 5 and he's out. Sanchez needed to create 1 chance. He already created, so it can't go lower. Nagby needed 1 interception. He got 5. Patrick Schultz, it says 0 saves, but on FootMob, it says he had already 4. So...
yeah, that'll come.
Yeah, so I got all of them, so I make $200.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
With that money, Tack is going to buy his own USL franchise.
Definitely not MLS. I would have to win multiple Underdog fantasy games.
It's a lot of Underdog wins. And you'd have to put a lot in, too. You'd have to put like $100 down every day for like 10 years. Win every single one. And even then, you probably wouldn't be rich enough.
No, wouldn't be able to get 300 million. Which, by the way, if you guys want to play Underdog Fantasy, the link is on the description, and you can use the promo code TMTV. TMTV with the link on description. You can go play it if you want to. It's a fun game. Me and Pete played it a lot in the World Cup, and Pete will be playing it on his channel soon.
Maybe.
You will.
Maybe.
Did you notice how LAFC, after they scored, they got 0 shots on target? They didn't shoot anymore.
I know. The urgency is not there, right? Like, we are 4 minutes out. They need 1 goal at least to take it to extra time.
Mm-hmm. And then here, Santiago saying, was the Black Friday crazy in America this year? Not really. I did go out to see if I was going to buy something. It didn't feel like there was nothing. Yeah, it felt like nothing.
Honestly, Cyber Monday has taken over. Like, people don't shop in America as much as they order.
Yeah. Ooh, Rossi. What was that? That was horrible.
How am I so behind?
Press to go forward. You might be a bit delayed when your internet cut off, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. So right now I'm on the replay of what Rossi just did. Oh, that was a total miss kick. Even Chiellini was like, what? All it takes is 1 goal, though. 1 goal at any time.
Yeah, but it's still crazy that the Columbus Crew, it's the 2nd MLS Cup they're winning since they got rid of Berhalter.
Have you tweeted that out yet?
Not yet, because they haven't won it.
Right. I was going to tweet it out too, but we have to tweet it out in different ways.
Tweet. What do you? I'll just write 2nd MLS Cup the Columbus Crew has won since Berhalter has left.
I was going to tweet something like, in 5 years since Berhalter has left Columbus, they've managed to do twice what he couldn't do once.
Okay, it's different. You should show it with another save. You should also say that big things are coming for the U.S. men's national team after 2026 when he leaves.
So you're telling me 2028 Copa America and 2030 World Cup winners?
I'm going to add that. We might win a World Cup once he leaves.
Watch all the people in the comments. Not all. There's going to be a few soccer dads in the comments. How did you manage to make MLS Cup about Greg Berhalter? You're obsessed with him. This is my favorite one. Look, I didn't want Greg Berhalter either, but he's here, so just accept it. Try to support.
They always write that. They always put that. No, it's either that or they start with this. I'm no Greg fan. They always say that. Like,
yeah, they always. Yeah, it's like the person who's like racist, but always starts their racism with "My best friend is black."
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like that's what it's like. It's like that. They always thought it's like a qualifier, so they're trying to show how unbiased they are. I'm no Berhalter fan, but it's a little too much right now. Why don't you try supporting the team so we can actually make it somewhere? Like, the reason we haven't won a World Cup is because Tack doesn't like Berhalter.
Here's the thing. I can recognize good work if it happens, and if he does it, I will
And we
recognize
give
it.
Berhalter
But I
credit
will
when he
never
does good
support
work.
Greg. I will not support a guy that has a domestic violence history. I will not do it. I won't support him.
And I will say, Tack, some people like to say, oh, he was young. All of us have been young. To my knowledge, you, and I can speak for certainty with me, has never once even thought about hitting a woman. It has never even entered my realm of reality. Like, no, there's no world in which you ever hit a woman, no matter how old you are.
It's unexcusable. That's what I'll say.
Yes,
I'll add it on. We've talked about this before. I'm not saying put him in jail right now. They worked it out between them. But no, I'm sorry. It's just not the type of person I will support. I will recognize good work if it happens. He wins a Copa America or does good jobs. Like Greg got it right. But no, I'm not going to become a supporter of a guy that has that and two questionable hiring processes to add on that. But the hiring processes are nothing compared to what was done 30 years ago. They're nothing. So I won't support him. But no, if he does good work, he'll get the recognition for it. At least from me and for you, I know he'll get the recognition at least. Albert is saying LAFC choke again in another big game this year.
But they had to get to those big games. You got to give them credit for getting to two
finals. I don't
finals.
know if they're choking. Let's give Columbus some credit too.
Yeah, Columbus has played very well. They've outplayed LAFC for sure.
One said, I read that it was a mutual fight. Does that change things or it's still bad because he's the man? Look, if he was trying to just get the woman away from him, sure. Just not really hit her, but just get her away. No, as a man, you don't you run away, get away from you. Don't hit her. Don't kick her.
Especially if you're a professional soccer player. You don't hit her. You also do not kick her twice. You didn't just push her down onto the ground. He followed it up with 2 kicks. And who knows how many kicks he would have gone if he hadn't been tackled. He was tackled by a bypasser. Like in his thing, he made it sound like he hit her once. It sounds like it was a beep down and a stranger saved her life. That's what it sounds like from the official report.
Yeah, look, I wasn't there. I don't know the details of all of it, but regardless of the context, no, you don't hit her. Run away, do something like that. Don't hit her. Period. AJ saying 410, how to create a formation without being systemic. What do you mean?
How to create a formation without being systemic. Like, in other words, he thinks like making it your system and becoming stubborn.
But having a system is not a problem. But you can design a system to work for the best players you have. All the coaches have a system. What we make fun of Greg is that he has a system and the players have to adapt to it instead of building a system for his best players. Having a system is fine. All coaches have it. If they don't have it, they have no tactics. They have no plan, nothing, no structure. It doesn't work. So there's no issue with having a system. Just how you implement it and what the system is. I don't see a problem with Greg having his system. It's just like, is it really maximizing the players we got? That's the main question. There's no issue with him having that.
Yeah.
Thiago Martin saying what the U.S. players are saying about their Copa America group. The U.S. players, they didn't say anything yet.
They weren't asked. Heard from any of them yet.
Yeah, they weren't asked. The only one that said was Greg.
Greg said pressure makes diamonds.
Yes.
He's been reading his little corporate booklets again.
Yeah, he pressure makes diamonds, and so far I haven't seen the diamond, Greg.
No, not.
Well, maybe those fake diamonds when you buy a ring that's like $20 and it looks like a diamond. That's what he made. But you don't need pressure to make those. You just need plastic.
No. The diamonds Greg creates are 0.001 carats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love when this shows up. Stallion Prime. So this is the clown on Twitter with the worst takes. The one and only, man. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome.
I have to say hi. If the guy made it all the way here, I have to say hi to him. I have to say hi. Have to recognize it. We got 3 minutes for LAFC to get a goal here, but quite honestly, Columbus deserved the title here. I don't think it's much of a debate. Let me see what the XG for this game look like. It has to be Columbus ahead, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's not close.
2.08 and LAFC 0.89. Look at that. The XG pretty much matches the score. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Albert is saying, do you think USSF from 2026-2030 will hire an MLS coach, or will they look outside of MLS? They're not going to look outside of MLS. If the furthest thing they'll get from MLS is probably Jesse Marsh, but he's MLS also, sort of. So I don't think so. I think they're not going to hire an outsider, in my opinion. No outsider post Jurgen Klinsmann. Ducks fan, LAFC need to sub Aaron Long ASAP. They should, just to say he played in the
Make
MLS
him an
Cup.
MLS Cup winner.
Yeah. Well, he's
Again.
not winning. Oh, Buanga. Good move by Buanga. This could be the last chance for them. Or last reason. Buanga. Oh, goodness. Just get the cross. Throw in for LAFC. Nope. Yep. Throw in for LAFC. Yeah, I just saw Buanga's hair right now. It's fine. His hair is fine. But Columbus gets the ball back. No, that's not a foul. No foul. This could be a chance for LAFC. Shot blocked. Cleared by... Now it might be the last chance. There's a minute left now. 1 minute left, and LAFC has the ball.
I think it's over.
Well, they're going to have one shot now. One last chance. Cleared by Columbus. Buanga loses it. Okay, now it might be over because Columbus should just waste time now. Go wide and waste time. There's literally a minute left. Let's see what Chiellini will do here. 50 seconds left. It's probably over now.
Yeah.
That'll be a goal kick? No, corner. It's over. Christian Ramirez, dude, remember when he was like doing well in Scotland and people are like, oh, see, Scotland is worse than MLS. Then he comes to MLS and he's winning the league.
Well, he's their backup.
Well, Cucho's the starter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's their backup striker.
Yeah, but Cucho would tear it up in Scotland also.
Yes.
He would absolutely do so. And anyone, if you just tuned in, hit the like button if you haven't already. It's free. They're saying, bro, put your shirt on. I have a shirt on.
I think he's talking about the person on the screen.
Oh.
There was one fan. Remember Minnesota during that Ice Age game where there was like a couple of Minnesota fans topless?
It's over. How
tough they are. Game over. Columbus Crew are champions.
They win the second MLS Cup in the post-Berhalter era.
All right, time for a snarky tweet.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, guys. Have to put it. I'm sorry. Can't ignore this.
It's too funny.
Yeah. Because it's true also. Like, why are we going to ignore this? But congrats.
I can't wait for the comments. I can't wait for the soccer dash.
I'm no Berhalter fan.
I'm no Berhalter fan. But gosh, your obsession with him is too much. Yeah, it's almost like he's still coaching my national team. This is my favorite part. The obsession that people talk about. You're obsessed with Cristian Roldan. Have you noticed since he stopped getting called into the national team, nobody talks about him? The reason we talk about them is because they keep being foisted on us by our federation. That's why we keep talking about them. It's not an obsession. It's that they're in our faces every month.
And Wilfried Nancy, too, did a remarkable job this season. I think we need to credit him for a lot that happened. And I guess one thing to close this, too, is congratulations to the Columbus Crew for winning the MLS Cup again. Fair and square. They were the best team today. They most certainly deserved it. And, okay, Q-Min is saying Nagby over Messi confirmed. In MLS? Yeah, he has more in MLS.
I don't know, man. Canada should take a good hard look at Nancy. I don't know if he would leave his job for Canada, but...
Do they want him?
I don't know. It's got to be better than Biello.
Yeah, Columbus Crew wins it again. To say I care is a lie. I don't care much about Columbus Crew winning it or LAFC. I just thought it would have been cool if LAFC won, and then next season they had like a dynasty, and they played Messi in the final.
That would be amazing. And then they beat Messi's team.
Or Messi wins it.
Do you think Messi will win MLS Cup?
I think so. I think so. They're adding Suarez, and Suarez really did heat it up in Brazil towards the end of the season. He really did heat it up. And
I
then
think they have a good chance. Yeah, they have a good shot.
Busquets, they made some good signings already last season. They already looked better last season when they won the Leagues Cup. And probably what they're going to do is they're just going to try to qualify to the playoffs, which they will, and they're going to start resting Suarez and Messi, and they'll be in form for the MLS. They just need to make it to the playoffs and have those two rested. They'll get at least a goal or two per game, those two together.
Yeah.
Reinforce that back line.
Especially with there's no fourth DP. That means no defenders, no quality defenders.
So with that said, everyone, we're going to end the stream here. If you guys want to play Underdog Fantasy, go get the link on the description, the code TMTV. I made my picks today, and I got $200. So I'm happy. I'm going to have to go spend it on something. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Congratulations, anyone from any Columbus Crew fan or anyone from Columbus for winning another MLS Cup. Very much deserved. The fans look very passionate. Actually, some fans are crying in the stands. So that is actually nice to see in MLS, some passion.
Some passion.
So thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Actually, one thing. Pete will see you guys tomorrow on the USMNT Top 10, and I'll see you guys on Monday on the USMNT Abroad. So the weekend recaps will be Sunday on 11 Yanks, and then Monday here at Tactical Manager TV. All right? Ciao.